And Oracle is about to hit that level 3 mark as well. So obviously this lane, I think this lane completely changes at that point.
That
like when you get the
spot
point,
when, yep, his second point purifying flames. When you could steal kills.
Red Panda, bot lane.
In some trouble. Bash comes out. JT getting a kill there, helping Kaka to get a kill there, using that Fable, and then back up towards top. FY in trouble once again. He throws up the scatter blast, but there it is. Ollie getting the kill on FY, and all of a sudden they string some together.
Radiant's courier has been.
Sure, I haven't missed a kill yet. I'm just saying, guys. OGA guys, I'm on it today. This is it. You think it's day 1 of the tournament? 5:20 AM. You think Mo Farah's not on it? This is me. I'm ready. B-Cup. I'm so ready for China.
Ooh. Fly. I just want to say I didn't miss any of those kills just yet. Fire snap Kuki up top. Ollie in some trouble once again, and he's gonna fall here. Yang getting the kill onto this Oracle. Did you get that one, Mo?
I did.
Down.
But I like how you said you hadn't missed any yet. Like, you covered yourself.
Yeah, well, I know how bad my camera work is. That's why I'm glad I'm not the one who's doing the main camera work position.
What is this Undying skill build? He's got 2-0-1.
Yeah, no soul rip, no fear.
But, like, so the way, do you remember where we talked about it before?
Storm's coming down here with a haste. Electric Vortex Tombstone on the high ground. I like the Tombstone. The question is, can they get anything out of this? They're going to look over at Kaka to maybe get one in return as Red Panda ends up falling. So Somna's happy with a trade. He doesn't mind it, and they don't give away the Tombstone
zombies
golds.
on the Slardar as well. We're actually hurting.
Oh, JT?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
JT?
Come on, little zombies, go! That's usually your line, so I stole it for a split second.
No, I only do it when they look like they're going to kill somebody. Sorry, that's...
Oh, okay.
That's the way it goes. Yeah, so... Whatever. A lot of the time in Europe, we see like this 1-4-1 skill build, right? From the Undyings. And then in China, when we saw Innocence playing it, he was going 1-1-4 and playing around the Tombstone a lot. But I've never seen more than 1 point into K in a long time.
It's a misclick, you know?
But it's cool. It's nice to see people do things different, like to each other. If everybody did everything the same way, it would be the most boring game in the world. League.
I spoke about that game recently. I watched, this is a while back that I watched a game and they got first blood in like a lane and the commentators were like, the game's over. It's okay. I was like, the game's over? What do you mean? It was first blood before the Horde. And I typed in chat, is the game really over? And I was met with a lot of, yes, it is. And it was. They lost very quickly.
Yang on the Beastmaster, by the way, has gone Medallion first, which is cool.
Ooh.
Different to the Necrobook first that we've been seeing a lot of the time. Eurus manages
forth between Emo and Eurus.
Yeah, he manages to bottle the Arcane Rune as well. Taking that away from the Storm's a big deal. He's TPing top though.
TP up top, going to try and help Ollie, who's already dead to Yang, but FY's here, and let's see if they can get the return kill. Scatterblast, Stormhammer, and Yang pops the wand, survives for now, gets to the high ground, but Emo, too accurate, gets the kill, takes out Yang, they end up trading, and then over bottom, Kaka and JT getting chased. A lot of trouble here for the Rubik as well as the Slardar. Let's see who they're going to focus their attention on. Telekinesis throws him down right into Somnus. They might not get either. And, yeah, they won't.
Yeah, that was, I thought there was going to be an uphill miss on the Storm there at the end. That's what I was waiting for. Flyfly's trying to chase down FY here. He's popped the God Strength. I don't know how FY feels about this.
FY?
Yeah, but if they get the Flyfly kill...
is this going to allow Yang to get the kill?
The disarm on the boar. Oh, Yang.
Is it enough? Is it enough? Oh, the jukes. Stormhammer, can he take out the boar? Medallion and the Fortune's End?
God.
Oh, gosh. Can't catch up to Fly. Getting saved by Ollie.
They might turn.
Yeah, they look like they're going to turn, but the Primal Roar comes out. Yang still doesn't have the damage to get this kill. Fly getting healed up now, and he survived. So Primal Roar gets used, and it doesn't get them anything.
Yeah, but God Strength also using it doesn't really get them anything either, right? So you kind of trade 1 for 1 in that sense.
What? Got a kill on to FY.
Radiant's courier has been
Yeah,
Technically,
I guess so.
ooh.
Yeah. But it's not really how you want to be using God Strength. You want to be farming with it, right? So, have you seen how many
Definitely those
denies this Drow
treads.
has as well?
25.
That is insane. Like,
Why
JT is not
Radiant's middle
having
tower
fun.
All over the
is
map.
under attack.
He's not even level 5 on the Slardar. And Drow's level 7.
Oh my god. Up towards top, Fortune's End, being thrown at FY. Ball Lightning with the Electric Vortex, but Yang getting the kill on Ali in return. Red Panda's up here. Emo's made the commitment. Now Ball Lightning all the way forward.
Oh, the
So
Gust.
Gust is there. The silence is out. Somnus gonna try and get this kill. Ball Lightning only enough mana to get so far away. But is it going to be far enough away? And it looks like it. If Yang maybe had Primal Roar for that one, they might have been able to kill out this Storm, but using it earlier, not available now, and now they'll pressure the top tier 1.
I love this rotation from Somnus. This is really strong. He started TPing as soon as he knew there might have been a fight starting to kick off top. Because not only can they try and take the fight, but they can also try and transition for this top tier 1. Because they know in the bot lane, JT without his level 6 doesn't really offer the same amount of pressure to like heroes that TP in and try and defend. Whereas nobody can come up here from the Dire side, I don't think. If they do, I'd be very surprised.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is
This game
under
has
attack.
been very exciting for the first 10 minutes so far.
Yeah, 11 kills. A lot of action.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top
Eurus
tower
just sitting
is
over
down.
mid. He hasn't made a rotation yet from the mid lane, and he's actually sitting a level ahead of this Storm. Not a full level ahead, but he's at 9. Storm's at 8 for the moment, and he's just continuing to farm, going
Dire's middle
into
tower
this
is under
Lincoln
attack.
Sphere first.
Interesting. Okay. So obviously the Lincoln's pretty good up against the Sven, up against the Storm and things. But like that, and even like Rubik, I guess you have to cast Spell Steal before you lift. Again, it's not a build that we used to see, like we usually see first all the time.
Radiant's middle
Sometimes we see it
tower
against like
is under
Bat Riders and
attack.
things, but most more things we see go for like this either Mask of Madness or like more with Mask into Manta. But
Is this Ags?
I'd be surprised if he didn't go Lincoln's E-Blade, I think, this game.
Wondering if it's going to be straight Ags now for Snapfire after the Boots Bracer.
I would assume so, but I don't think it has to be.
Ooh.
Big stack.
Are scanning.
Yeah, if I taking a couple of those creeps.
Yeah, he takes the tome as well, so he's almost going to be level 6 here. I mean, 2k advantage already for Elephant. Just dipped under to 1k again, but it's literally just the Slardar's the only core in the game that is not having a decent time. Like, look at the net worth difference between the Slardar and all the other cores. Beastmaster almost has Medallion Vlad's, like he's having a great time. You have to remember they have potential to take a really early Roche on both teams. Oh, mid.
Ball Lightning, Vortex going in for the Drow. They've got the Mortimer's Kisses coming out as well as the Stolen Tombstone, but that's just going to be gold going the way of Eurus, so an extra 150 in his pocket. Meanwhile, Fly,
What?
he's going to die here bottom solo to Yang.
Has fallen. Dire's
So not only do they kill the carry Sven, they get the mid tier 1 because Eurus manages to keep its catapult alive by tanking the tower.
Dire's bottom
And it
tower
opens up
is under
so much
attack.
of the map now. And do you remember we were saying in the draft, if Slardar doesn't have a good time, who's controlling the tempo for IG? And now I'm exactly in the same predicament. Emo's not going Orchid first, he's gone Kaya. So where's their mid-game damage output coming from? I cannot believe this Beastmaster solo killed a Sven in the bot lane as well. That's
I
pretty
think that's the
crazy.
gold that they just got. They got the tower, they got the Tombstone, the Stolen Tombstone for 150 extra gold for Morphling, and then they got the solo kill.
I was hoping we were going to see some max
Radiant's
decay from
middle
Red Panda,
tower
but
is under attack.
not to be, unfortunately.
Just want to do our first, chat interaction of the tournament.
Oh, you got to be a good one if it's going to be fair, speak up.
Radiant's top tower is
Oh,
under
don't put that
attack.
pressure on me. I was going to make it simple and easy. Never
Radiant
mind.
are scanning.
Unless you got a better one.
Oh, have I got a better one? Okay. Let's do over-under for when the first Roche is going to be taken. What shall our minute be? I'm going to say
17 minutes.
Yeah, I think 17's a good one. So if we think Rosh is going to be before 17 minutes when it dies, press 1. If you think it's over 17 minutes, press 2. Roar.
Primal Roar on JT. They also got the tower, Fire Snap Cookie, as well as the waveform, and then the Soul Rip. Yang getting the kill on JT. I do want to know, production, do we have access to predictions in the dashboard on Twitch?
Oh, good question.
I'd love to start using those.
That would take chat interaction to a whole new level.
That and polls. Get that chat interaction up there. Smoke coming out from IG. They're going to make their way over towards bottom. They'll TP over.
Tombstones
immediately the tombstone. And Mortimer's Kiss coming out. Eurus as well as Red Panda taking a bit of damage here from Emo. But is it going to be enough? The Soul Orb to survive a little bit longer. Red Panda ends up dropping. Eurus just fighting this Oracle. Can't get the kill just yet. What does Rubik have? He's just got that tombstone. He's placed it already. False promise to use on the Oracle. And then he gets the steal. And it's only a steal on tombstone again. So they'll get the kill on the Ollie. They'll take out one. They end up losing FY. You're still looking for more. JT comes over, but the right click's coming out from Somnus. Ball ending onto the backlines. They've got the Electric Vortex out of the Droughter. They have the damage to get the kill. They take out JT. They lose Somnus. 5-5 fighting with this God Strength. Now they've got the minus armor on Eurus. So Eurus and Yang, they're going to try and retreat from this one. IG still pressing forward. Ball Lightning. Get the slow on a Eurus. And they've got the Vortex. They're going to get this kill onto the Morphling. Another Fire Snap Cookie as well as a Scatterblast that hits onto 3 of these heroes. They get the kill on the Kaka.
Yes,
now they look over for Emo. Yang moving forward here with a nice Primal Roar onto the Sven. Emo surviving for now. They're continuing to walk forward looking for the Storm instead of the Sven. But Yang's in a little bit of trouble. The Scatterblast slows up the Sven. They get the kill on the Ollie for the second time. They look over as now Firefly is on the retreat. Uses that War Cry. Avoids the Fire Snap Cookie with a nice dodge. Going back now, moving towards the tower and will escape. So does Emo.
That stolen tombstone at the start of the fight was massive because I don't know if you saw, they both did exactly the same thing at the same time, where they put the tombstone on the high ground and there was just zombies everywhere. They managed to find FY just as he started casting Mortimer's Kisses as well on the right hand side of the map. So taking out that Snapfire damage straight away at the start of the fight, fantastic. And as soon as Drow turns up, blown up instantly. Really well played. It's just good target selection from IG. So even if they're a little bit behind and Sardar's not like massively farmed, at least he still offers something in the fight with the corrosive hazes and things.
What do you steal this time? Waveform.
That's
what
a
was
good steal.
My question is, what was with Kaka? He stole Tombstone, and then he used Spell Steal on the Morphling, and then stole back Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
Radiant's bottom tower.
So,
as soon as he used Tombstone at the start of the fight, he stole something different. Oh, Roach, guys. It's before 17 minutes.
No. But he spell stole from Morphling in that bottom fight, and it was still Tombstone.
Oh my... Hang on.
They're doing this so fast. 16 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, we should have predicted the 14-minute DD rune being in the bottle of Eurus. Was,
and then the Arcane rune afterwards. Ooh, finding FY. Ball ending all the way in and committing the God Strength. They're going to bring Eurus over. Telekinesis, lift it up into the air, but nothing more. IG are going to retreat from this one.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
still has that double damage.
you have to remember this whole time Morph's been fighting without his first item. So, where this Sven has been like, is innately strong already, and obviously Morph is as well. When he gets that first item, I think he becomes like 10 times stronger. This Sven's having a really good game though, at least. You know, how many times have we seen Sven this patch just almost like 1 versus 5 a lot of the time? You know, this hero, when he gets his Ags, is pretty ridiculous. And he's about halfway there already.
Primal Roar onto the Oracle. Ollie in trouble, who false promised himself. Waveform forward from Eurus, so they've got the damage to get the kill. But he's going to D-ward before he dies. Value life.
Easy.
And in Fly then getting a kill there on Red Panda.
I like how everybody's just started their predictions for the Roche timings coming in now. But
Was one
unfortunately,
over?
guys,
Or
it's
two
already been
over?
done. I can't remember which one. Whoever said under. Oh, done. I think one was under, right?
We only asked this question like 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, that was too long ago, dude. Come on.
So
You asked,
JT...
you asked me about OGA Season 1 earlier. I mean, come on. Give me a break.
Come on, dude. We got to remember the seasons. JT, not really recovering just yet, if you look at the net worths.
No, but when he gets Blink, it's like... This hero is completely different now. Even if he is behind in net worth, he's always going to have that instant initiation with a Blink Crush. He's going to amp up the Sven's damage. Like, here we go.
And there it is, going for FY, but the two-man silence with the Gust. They've got the multi-shot coming in, and they get the damage to kill off Emo. They're gonna look for more. JT getting stunned by that Fire Snap Cookie. They've got the right-click damage coming in from Somnus. And that is 2 there for Elephant.
Yeah, really well played. Great Gust by Somnus to completely change that fight. Like, they don't have vision on the high ground on IG, so they don't know who's standing up there, and they try to make the play, but they get punished massively for it. There's a Solar Crest on the Beastmaster now as well, so there's more flick.
Oh, the damage! Kaka!
I missed that. Oh no.
Somnus procced marksmanship 3 times in a row and just
good.
destroyed him.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh my god.
Flyfly's actually
going
going
tier 2 mid.
Flyfly's actually going BKB before Ags on the Sven as well. Which I'm not sure I agree with. Like, it's obviously he needs to go for both, but I don't know if the BKB is the thing that will win them fights, is my problem. Like, yes, it's okay, but with the Storm and the Slardar so far behind, it feels like the BKB is going to keep them in the fights rather than help them win them, and I think they're just going to start to fall further and further behind. I might be completely wrong, but yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So, I like the Solar Crest here. Not only is he getting the extra Inner Beast, but he's also getting the Solar Crest help on Eurus.
Yeah, it's important when you play against the Slardar, though, that you itemize properly. Right? And he wants Vlads because he's effectively amping up the damage of the Jar and the Morphling with the lifesteal and stuff as well is nice. But the Solar Crest obviously helps offset some of the Slardar minus armor. And it's just a great item in general.
Already going to that Ball Lightning creep clear in and out.
He has Bloodstone, though, so the Spell Amp is really useful for that. Mid lane.
They're gonna look over. Bash, Slither, and Crush coming out. Somnus trying to survive there with that Manta. Not gonna be able to do
They're
so.
still
And now they
fighting.
look over at Eurus. They've got the telekinesis. They've broken their Lincolns. Do they have the damage to wait for him away? Attack to strike onto the Sven. Red Panda, Fortune's End coming his way, so they've locked him down for a second. Ball Lightning forward. Stormhammer as well. Fire Snap Cookie trying to get back, but that actually brings him in at FY. Now Stormhammer hits both of them. Southern Crush, there's the kill on the 2. Double kill for Flyfly. Looking for more. Popping the Lincolns on Eurus once again. He turns into the Rubik. There's the Fortune's End, and they've got the control. They have the damage to get the kill. Primal Roar is not going to matter. Stolen Primal Roar. Kaka gets it, throws it back on the Yang, and it's going to be a full team wipe for the side of IG.
He didn't even use his BKB on the Sven. Like, I can't believe Elephant have tried to fight that after the Drow died. You can't take these fights 4-on-5, right? And the fight goes so badly because not only does the Drow die, but FY comes in with the cookie to try and save the Undying. But unfortunately, the Sven's already precast stun, and it means it hits both of them rather than just the Undying, and so it just tumbles out of control. Like, it's one after the other in terms of pick-off potential for IG. And now this Sven, after that fight, is absolutely massive. Because not only has he just picked up BKB, he's only just over 1,000 gold away off the Ags now. Like, I don't know what's just happened. I mean, they were in such a commanding position on Elephant, and they've lost like 5,000, 6,000 gold from that one fight.
Yeah.
All it takes is one bad decision, and the game just completely flips on its head. And FY has the Ags now, though.
And there's the Ags for the Snapfire. You've got Drow going into the Hurricane Pike, not too far away from that. Also having that Manta, trying to survive with it in that fight to begin with, but couldn't do so.
I think she has to go BKB, right? Like, the Hurricane Pike's fine as well, but I don't know. I feel like this BKB just helps secure them this mid game, right? Maybe they just feel like if they want the game to go like further on and like scale a little bit later, then they can hold off on the BKB. But yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant are
Kisses. Oh. Oh, that TP's away.
So, Eurus is going to try and get the Seagull Song, finish up the E-Blade, get into the BKB afterwards. Where's Emo at? Because he was towards the bottom in terms of core net
Radiant's
worths.
top tower has
But
fallen.
now he's in an okay spot, and he's going for the Orchid. He's not that far away from it.
Yeah, and IG gonna take a tier 1, but if they lose a tier 2 themselves, which they have here, then it's not a great trade for them.
Radiant's top
They're gonna try and
tower is
fight.
under attack.
The Storm has just TP'd
Smokes
back. So.
from both teams. E-Blade finished for the Morphling. Now there's the Bash as well as the Southern Crush. They've got the Stormhammer. They get the kill on the Yang. And now taking out the Beastmaster. They throw in Red Panda. Almost feeling like it's going to be to his death, but they've got the Primal Roar still stolen. So
Oh my.
Cochrane throws that out on a Red Panda, and they've got the damage coming in from 5-5. They get the kill on the Undying. Now they look over at this Oracle. They'll take out Ollie. Buyback used as Undying trying to come back into the fight. They've got the Gust that hits onto the Sardar as well as the Storm. They look over at 5-5. Do they have any damage with the BKB? Manta running away, waveform over, and there's the Electric Vortex on Eurus as well as the Stormhammer. They've got the triple kill from Fly, taking out 3, but they end up losing this spin. That is a 10-time spree going into the hands of Somnus, still looking for Emo. Right clicks, Ball Lightning, there's the distance, and Emo gets away.
Yeah, Red Panda has to buy back for that, but that fight could have gone awfully for them. The only reason it didn't on Elephant is because the Tombstone did so much heavy lifting. Like, IG didn't focus it down quick enough. They don't really have any great tomb hitters. So this Sven got, whenever he didn't have the Storm Bolt up, Storm Hammer, whatever, he couldn't like get onto people directly straight away. Like, towards the end of the fight, he started getting kited around a little bit because of the slow on the zombies.
That is now the third time they've killed Eurus. Eurus actually had an 0-3-7 score line at the moment. Was Lincoln's the right choice first item for him?
I don't. I think when you look at the game, I think it looks okay. But it's the kind of thing where if you're playing for like this mid-game timing, I don't know. It's not awful. Like, it's okay. Storm. Oh my god!
Wow.
That was
Okay.
insane.
Emo's gone.
That must have been like just enough damage to kill him off as well. I was about to say, after that fight before, Storm was having a really good game. Like, he was up to 21 Bloodstone charges. He didn't die in that last fight. He was doing really well. He caught up in net worth, and then he gets soloed by Eurus. And it's like, oh, never mind.
Nice.
And
Going for the Lincolns next. He's still a little further back, but in a good spot to recover still, I'd say.
the second Roach is up here as well, and they have Flesh Golem. They have Solar Crest. We've seen this before.
1 Mississippi, 2
Oh my
Mississippi,
God.
3 Mississippi,
The courier comes in, it's
4
like, oh.
Mississippi. It dies. 5, 6, 6 seconds.
Oh dear.
Roche not even a boss at this point. He's a tutorial boss. Whoa! Stormhammer from the high ground. God's strength getting used. FY. I don't even know if he saw that coming.
Sven Gaming.
Yeah, the cast range on Stormhammer.
It's a nerf, yes.
Yeah, I don't even think it would be that bad if the cast range was shorter, because that was just from the high ground all the way over to like where the Roche entrance is.
They really want to use this God Strength to carry on fighting, but they don't have any vision on the high ground to the right, so they don't want to like run up into a tombstone or something and take that engagement as God Strength's coming back down again. So they're just gonna chill for now. Is there a Lotus on the Beastmaster coming out? I think he's missing. Might just be missing one component. Okay. Yes.
It's actually the surprise refresher. It's got the essence ring too.
Dire's bottom tower.
I'm very impressed with Yang so far. It's had a nice game up to this point.
And they know there's no God Strength here on Elephant, so they want to go for this. Like, they want to try and commit and get damage on this.
Tower is under attack. Dire's structures
Dropping the tombstone.
Dire's bottom
Oh my god, that Morphin.
And there's Lincoln's pop. They're going with the Stormhammer. Do they have the damage to get the kill here onto the Morphling? They've got themselves the Gobble Up as well as the Spit Out. Now the Southern Crush coming out from Eurus, who's turned into Sardar. They get the kill into JT. They look over at Firefly, who pops the BKB. The ball ending away. Emo retreating back into the base, and as does Fly, but now he's got really no BKB and nothing to throw towards this Elephant side with God Strength on cooldown for another 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, the only damage output they've had in the last fights that they've won on IG has come out from this God Strength, and as soon as it's down, you can see the trouble they've been having to, like, take these fights. Gets popped here, though.
They're gonna have to make the jump. They're gonna have to pop the Lincolns. Whoa, Kaka getting blown up! Turns into the Sardar once again. They've got the Electric Vortex. The False Promises used on the Sven. They get the kill on Somnus. Now they look over at Eurus. Waveform back. Stormhammer onto FY. He's in a little bit of trouble. The damage coming out, but it's not going to be enough to get the kill onto the Sapphire just yet. And now he's morphed into the Sven. So he throws the Stormhammer out. Now that comes down on FY. Eurus, Waveform, trying to maneuver his way out of this one. There's the Stormhammer once again. They pop the Lincolns, but he's morphing into the Strength. Does he have enough to survive? Stormhammer over at the Sven. They've got a lift on him. Ball lightning over. Eurus in some trouble. Waveforms from distance again, and he is still looking like he might get away. With the Force F as well as the Blink Dagger coming out from JT. There's the Southern Crush. The Stormhammer used by Eurus once again. Coming through from Fly. Fortune's End right on top of him, and they pop the Aegis. Can they take the second life here from the Morphling? First hit bash, Eurus, Waveform over the cliff, trying to TP out. Fortune's End, no, not going to be there.
He has BKB on Morphling, so just pops the BKB to secure the retreat with the TP. That was really well played. IG, they managed to burst the jar from 100 to 0 before she can get cheese off. That was crazy. So, I mean, she has to go for Lincolns now, which is obviously gonna help her a lot. But, I mean, this God Strength with the Slardar Corrosive Haze is just ripping through people. But, I mean, you've seen what happens if Elephant managed to get to the high ground and God Strength isn't available. Like, IG can't take fights. They are so bound to this cooldown of God Strength that you do have to be careful.
Kind of crazy how make or break that one skill is for them right now. But I guess Storm behind in net worth, Sardar, you know, yeah, he's got the Blink Dagger, but it feels like he's just in initiation at the moment. We'll see if he turns into something more. Orb of Destruction for the Drow. See who ends up taking that, if anybody.
Yeah, I mean, she has Quiver, which she kind of wants to keep instead. It's like more damage over a fight than Orb of Destruction a lot of the time. So, Morphling kind of wants the Nether Shawl as well. Maybe FY would take it, but he's got Blink now on FY as well. Really good item up against the Sven Storm.
Where they're setting up in the jungle so far. They look like they're going to make their move again, but God Strength is available.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, but Drow has Lincolns now, so the fight's different. I personally would have loved to have seen her go BKB, but I think the Lincolns is fine as well. Like, all these sources of initiation, whether it's the Sven stun, like the lift, the Storm Pool, even the Slardar with the Corrosive Haze does a huge amount of work in fights if you get on the Drow. So.
Alright, chat. We're going to do a second chat interaction for the game.
Okay.
Does IG pull the comeback? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Mo, thoughts?
2.
Would I say 1 for yes, 2 for no?
Yeah. I don't think they will. I think as this game goes further and further on, I think this Morphling gets harder and harder to kill.
I can't believe I asked the question and I immediately forgot what I said. But that seems about right for where my brain's at.
I like how before you complained that we forgot what the Rotron was, and then this time you forget straight away.
Sounds about right. Eurus going into the Manta style. And then Somnus going into the Daedalus.
Yeah, Daedalus is really good on Jar. This item's pretty crazy. With how marksmanship works as well. Mid lane, I don't know if did they smoke under a ward or not, I'm not sure. They have a gem on the Beastmaster as well, so they're starting to take over the map here.
I want to say they did, because then they killed the ward afterwards. Minimum respawn time on Roche is 1:15. You can see Elephant not fighting into this Sven, just kind of meandering around, at least for now. But Svensson, top of the net worth. He's got the AC now going into an Abyssal Blade. They'll smoke themselves. They take a good fight here, and it's a short respawn time. All of a sudden, we can find themselves, getting into the third Roche. And there's the new bug, the Dota chat wheel message missing hero.
Love that. I don't even know what hero it's for this time. Usually, it worked for Void Spirit before, but I don't know if there's any other heroes.
Blink, bash, now they've got Emo going in, they get the kill on FY, they look over at Eurus, who pops the BKB, turns into Sven. He's got to find somebody. Primal Roar comes down into JT. JT taking a lot of damage here from Eurus. He'll end up falling, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. JT dead for 94 seconds without buyback. They'll get the kill on the Undying. Red Panda does have buyback. He'll use it immediately. Ollie falls. He's got buyback as well. BKB. And now, running into this one, Sven taking a lot of damage. Fly, though. He'll get the kill on the Somnus. Now he looks over at Eurus. Do they have the damage to get the kill on the Morphling? Yes, they do. Or do they? No, they don't. It looked like he was on a sliver of health. They get the kill on a Fly with just enough to get this kill, and they'll look over as he turns into the Sven and gets the Stormhammer out on an Emo, and Eurus gets another kill, taking out the Storm. I can't believe he survives there.
That fight was so on edge. Like, if the Morphling dies there, then the fight's completely different. Like, there's such small things in these fights that are making the difference. Like, in the turnarounds and things. Really great Hawk by the Beastmaster at the start of the fight in the trees on the side. It's still there. It allowed them to see the Sven and the Slardar, just hanging around in the area. So it gave them perfect target selection at the start of the fight, which is fantastic. But this Sven, you can see, he just turns with God Strength, and the Drow has to be so careful.
And I understand Ollie not buying back, because there's no way into that fight. He doesn't come back in, he's not going to be back into that fight. BKB. E-Blade, but there's the false promise.
And that's the BKB down on the Morph, so they're going to have to be really careful here about the Sven and the Storm when they respawn.
There's the tier 3 guy on top.
Oh, the creep gets thrown in!
Ooh, gobble up, spit out. Ollie in some trouble. Primal Roar used. Blink, Southern Crush, that's going to come through in FY as well as Yang, but they've got the control to get the kill on Kaka. He's dead for 90 seconds now. No buyback.
Yeah, I don't really know what Kaka's doing here. I know that they want to try and poke and defend their racks and things, but when the Storm and the Sven are 10 seconds from being up, just let the top racks go. You're not going to be able to defend it anyway, right? And now they have to fight 4 versus 5 again on IG.
Warner Miscus is coming in. Stormhammer used. Eurus in a little bit of trouble. They get the Gust out of both heroes. BKB's been popped by Fly. They're going to go for this kill onto the Morphling, but they get the kill on Emo. He's dead for 90 seconds. No buyback. Stormhammer onto the backlines. Looking over. FY gets the kill on the Snapfire. Now Cheese finally eaten. Right click's coming through from Somnus. JT trying to get on top of this Drow, but it looks like they'll have the damage to get the kill on a Fly as well as JT. Both of them dead. No buyback. And Elephant will take game 1 with the full team wipe to put the stamp of victory on this game.
Yeah, Elephant obviously deserved the win. It wasn't massively one-sided though. It feels like it could have been from the start of the game. But they took that one really bad fight, and there were a couple of others as well, but they got every single Roche. They got both the Roches right, which are the big things. And when you play these Slardar lineups and you don't take the Roche for yourself, I feel like you're missing a big component of your game.
Yeah. A really well-played game by Elephant. IG, I will say this. Based on what we have been seeing from them before, this was a much better game. There were some things that obviously didn't go as well as maybe they would have hoped, but you could see the impact Fly has with this team. Just in this game alone, even though they lost.
It's completely different, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Their whole idea, though, is that they want to be taking these fights around God Strength and things and playing from ahead and get the Roche, and then this Sven's unkillable. But when they have this last pick Morphling in the game, the Sven all of a sudden doesn't feel really strong. So I didn't expect this Morphling at all. Obviously it's something that they've played before on Elephant, but yeah, as soon as that last pick Morphling comes out, it's Sven doesn't really deal with that hero very well. It's okay, but yeah, and like we were saying, as the game goes further and further on, this Morphling becomes tougher and tougher to kill. So Drow finally got the cheese off in the last fight as well, which made the difference. like the third attempt or something.
So there was the difference, and we'll be finding ourselves back with game 2 because I think IG could definitely push this to a 3-game series, and
sure.
they definitely showed a lot more of resilience in that first game. But we'll see if Elephant can take the series 2-0, if IG going to push it to a game 3. So we'll be back in just a moment. Stay right there.
Dire's bottom tower is falling. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
All right, and welcome back, everybody. We're here for game 2 between IG and Elephant. Just about ready to go. Elephant having themselves a 1-0 lead over IG. Exciting times here. As we talked about how IG, they've got themselves their full roster back. Things look a little bit better for them. Game 1, there were a couple of things that I think, obviously, you got to go back to the drawing board, make sure that you can address and fix. But I think that's going to come with some time. They haven't had a full roster in a little while, so it's been a little bit tough for them. But I don't know. I took the positives out of that game, and I think it looked pretty good for IG, all things considered. I know that obviously it didn't go their way in terms of results, but overall, I'm excited to see what they can do and what they're going to do in this game too. What the draft's going to be. We're going to see another Storm Spirit, because I'll be calling that hero a 5th pick every single time. We'll see what my stats are at the end of the season. As I did with TA, I only got that call right like once, so maybe I'm already at my quota and it'll never happen again. But I'm ready. I'm ready for us to see where this series go. It could be a 2-0, could be a quick turnaround where then we end up going into the first series for Group A, which is RNG up against MAGMA, which would be an exciting one. But I don't know. I'm always a guy who seems to love the 3 games. Nothing less.
Always got to love the 3-game series. I will say that I think even if IG lost this series 2-0, I think the fact that we've seen from them in game 1 that they actually have a kick in them is good to see. You know, moving forward with the DPC announcement and things, it'd be great to see them looking competitive again. And that's no disrespect to IG, because it's not that they haven't been competitive. It's just that they haven't looked as good as we know they can, and as good as they know they can be as well. So,
and they weren't working with a full roster, so like now they're back full roster, and I think they're ready to give it everything they can. This is us. Here we are. Make a statement. Show us what you got.
And as we come into this draft as well, I want to quickly point out that it's the same draft order as last time and same sides as last time. So IG this game had choice, though. They chose first pick, and Elephant chose Radiant again. So is what it is.
IG definitely looking for a better finish than the previous events. Their best finish coming in season 2, when they ended up taking 4th place. So I could see them placing higher than that. It's going to be a long, tough road for them to do so, but it could certainly happen. And it starts here with the first best of 3 up against Elephant, if they can make a reverse sweep happen. But we get into the bans. Bloodseeker Lina is certainly a combination of bans that I'm not really expecting. Watching what we've watched, and based on what we've been seeing in these first phases, it's not what I would expect. And then the Wisp more so is, but I don't know. Bloodseeker, Lina, obviously 2 popular heroes, but first phase bans, I don't know.
This Lina is very popular, and I think when you have 2nd pick on Elephant, you can instantly pick this Lina at the start of your draft and then flex it into last pick overall as well. So I think that's one of the reasons they take it out. And I also think Yang's just crazy good on Bloodseeker. I think he's incredibly good on that hero. And they play around it really well, like with their leshes and things and whatever and stuff like that. So IG, they go back for something different, though, this game, which is nice to see. They go back for the Phoenix. This is something we talked about last draft, that we've seen different openings across time in these Dota pits. So back to one of the classics with the Phoenix opening. And historically, it's been Snapfire or Mirana into this Phoenix. But they go back for the Undying again. Okay.
Yeah, so back to the Undying. The Phoenix doesn't necessarily need to be Kaka's hero. It could end up being a 5 Phoenix. I really would love to see, if the Mars does go through, IG get that Mars-Mirana combo. I don't know if Mars is ever going to make it through, but I just want to see Kaka back on the Mirana, because I forget what season it was where he was just dominating with that hero to the point where he was getting it first phase banned at times. And it was kind of gross how well he was playing that hero. Like, he wasn't missing arrows. Like, it was just like, I don't know. He was playing like a mixture of that and like Nyx that season.
Mm-hmm. What happened to Tiny as well? That hero seems to have fallen off a cliff with how much it's prioritized.
Went to a little bit of a rock slide down a mountain. Ogre 5 coming out here.
It's Ogre mid, dude. Show some respect.
That's
Jesus.
true. All right. You know what? Emo Ogre. If that happens, I will give you my entire paycheck.
Nice. Okay, you had
So
a prediction.
don't message Emo and be like,
I was
hey,
going to say,
dude,
hang on, let me
pick up that Ogre, please. What are they going to pick up here for Elephant right now? Are they going to go for their 4 or are they going to go for their 3? Sword are still available.
I think they could
a
go
bunch
for
of
their
offlaners.
1,
They'll go
like,
for the Lestrak. Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what pos it is. It's like something that they could protect now with bans as well. And Elephant love this hero. This is something it's like their bread and butter at the moment. And it's not just Elephant that love it. Obviously, it's a very popular hero. It's very strong at the moment as well. But like when you have these heroes like Undying and Omni, like all these enabling support heroes, you have that hero that just goes in. I think it used to be something like Death Prophet, right, that would do something like that. And now Lesh seems to be the new one. I think Storm as well sometimes is another core like that. Yeah, but this Leshrac hero is crazy. I think when 1437 came into the Discord the other day, he was saying that he plays against it in pubs all the times in SCA and it's a hero that he finds in his pubs that he struggles to deal with because of how well people have started to play it now. Like they've found the ability, because it's so popular, to maximize that hero's farm potential. And when that hero gets going, like it is difficult to stop. Like you farm stacks really quickly, like you can push towers down really quickly with Edict, and like you start to get ahead, it's really easy to carry on playing from ahead.
Ooh, there's the Omni Knight ban. And the Invoker ban's a respect ban for Emo. Because he plays that hero, I would say, as good, if not better, than D-Stones. And, the talk around town is always D-Stones Invoker, so.
No, that's your talk, but that's okay.
I do have a town, so yeah, it is my talk, but it is my town, so the phrase still stands.
I'm wondering, like this Phoenix Ogre combo opening is so. I'm not sure if I like it, but like there's so many different ways they can go with their drafts to write. Like Void still in the pool if they wanted to go for that, for example, which is a good hero with the Ogre for the attack speed buff. Like Phoenix, you compare it with so many different heroes. Yeah, and then you can see they're just protecting their Lesh pick. Like this Invoker ban, even that kind of like semi-protects it because of the EMP and stuff as well. I think giving away Alacrity Bloodlusted carries doesn't sound very fun either.
No, it definitely doesn't. I think you got to ban the Beastmaster. I don't know.
What IG do?
Well, who's got next pick? Elephant? Yeah, I think IG have to ban that Beastmaster. It's so good, especially you pair that up with Leshrac, and all of a sudden, like you pick up a core that just gets the passive boost from this Beastmaster. You rip through these towers. You could take this game in 20 minutes flat.
They could do. I think they'd be more likely to pick up a off-lane hero with like more catch. I don't know, like low cooldown catch. I think to play around the Lesh. I mean, Beastmaster's okay. It could be fine.
But you've already got low cooldown catch once you've got the Leshrac. You go Yule's into Split Earth. Like, Yule's Boots of Travel. All of a sudden, your Leshrac has low cooldown catch. And now you've got the Monkey King, which we saw banned by Elephant in the previous game, where the Viper was that final ban of the second phase. So they're going to the Monkey King. This will probably be Eurus on the Monkey King, although it could end up being a 4 Monkey King. I have no idea. I don't know. I think Elephant totally love doing that as well. We've seen them play some interesting combinations. Like, it's still pretty open.
They have played 4 Monkey King recently, so there's no reason it couldn't be a 4. I think it's more likely to be a 1, but yeah.
They're gonna transfer over Bobica here for this moment to get 4 Monkey King back into the eyes of the people.
I'd be interested to see what they pick here on IG, because it's so many different ways they can go. They go Beastmaster. Okay.
I figured if Elephant are going to take that hero, like that's going to be a high hero contention.
I don't know. It's
or
okay.
A high hero of contention.
I'm not sold. I think the boar's pretty good against Undying in lane. Like, it stops him just being able to chase you down, which is good, but not 100% sold. But obviously you have the raw pierce. Like, BKB piercing roar, which is really good at protecting egg as well. So I can kind of get behind that. I assume they look to pick their 3 hero on elephant and then flex heroes till last pick overall. I'm trying to think of 3 heroes that they would want to play here.
Right now, the only flex is Monkey King, if that.
Lesh a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But probably not. It's probably going to be mid Lesh, like 99% of the time.
So do you just go out and pick your 4? And what's it going to be? Feels like a good Rubik game. And you do have the proficient Rubik player, and they go Abaddon, which
interesting
is probably Yang's.
But the Abaddon's really good up against the Beastmaster, obviously, because you have the Purge against the Raw, which is great. So now, like, if you're IG at the moment, you're like, we don't really have a great way of dealing with this Abaddon. Like, he purges off fire spirits and things as well, which is great. And again, this looks like a classic elephant draft for me, where they have this Lesh in the front line, and then there's like 2 heroes that enable that Lesh. So like you have the Abaddon protecting it, you have the Undying protecting it. It's like this double save, and the Lesh kind of just commits to the fight and just runs in. Odie's an interesting one, because when I was looking through drafts recently, I'm pretty sure IG played this in the last series that they got knocked out in Pro League. Is that right?
I think it was Pro League, because I think I covered that game, and it really was an underwhelming OD game. Like, severely underwhelming.
But it's Ogre OD this time, so you have like a steroid, almost. And the Beastmaster Aura as well, for even more attack speed. So, like, it's an okay pick, but it needs time to come online. Like, it needs that time to, like, get to, like, the first 2 items or so. You know, you go probably looking for like this Hurricane Pipe build this game, I'd imagine, and then like into like a BKB or something afterwards, and then look to just try and fight with this attack speed buff you've been given, and start mowing people down. I like that Void ban. I think it's good. The IG might go for something a little bit less greedy though, and like you play the OD in the mid, but it kind of becomes your position 1 in a sense.
It was IG. They played the OD with Earth Spirit, Doom, Sven, Ogre. So it was played with that Ogre last time. And it went Meteor Hammer, Treads, Blink, BKB.
Interesting they're banning out offlaners on IG. Well, offlaners, it could be anything. But so you could, maybe they're assuming that it's going to be like Monkey King 4, Abaddon 4 or something instead.
Could it be Abba 1? That's the NA special.
Probably not. I mean, he could, but I'd highly doubt it. So IG, what do? They need to pos 1, unless it's this Ogre 1 that we talked about, Kappa.
Ogre 2, but yes,
Ogre 2,
it could be. It could. Ogre 1. I'll still give you my full paycheck, but Clinks, it still has to be picked. Ogre could still be the one, but it's probably gonna be that Clinks. I saw this Clinks recently. What series was it that I saw it in? Was it?
I think it was the same series with OD.
I want to say you're right.
Elephant, I think they need some kind of... Well, they have gap close in the Monkey King, but they don't have a huge amount of team fight at the moment. Like, they've got Tombstone, they've got Wukong's is okay, but like their catch at the moment is a little bit lacking. Like, they need a hero that's going to like just go in and allow the Lesh and the Monkey King to get their damage off.
Mm-hmm. The Clinks was in the grand final against LGD. It was in that final game because LGD 3-0'd eHome, and eHome went to the Clinks.
Did IG play it though recently?
I could check IG.
Oh, it's gonna be Monkey King 4.
Oh, so it will be FY on the Monkey King.
It's a really good Arc Warden game. They don't deal with it well at all on IG.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have these 2 range cores, so like when the bubble goes down, how are they ever supposed to get their damage off on the OD and the Clinks? Like, it's going to be so difficult for them. Like, OD isn't a natural MKB carrier either, so getting damage off into that field you know, do you have to go BKB this game? Sounds rough. They defend their towers okay. I will say if they start to fall behind though on Elephant, they don't really have a great recovery mechanic. Like they can't really take team fights that well. They defend their towers, but they don't fight well early on. I don't think. I mean they can, but I don't know. I could see potentially IG getting ahead in this game, struggling to go high ground, and then Elephant find a way of turning the game around because this arc, you know, as the game goes later and later, this Arc Warden effectively becomes, you know, some ridiculous hero.
Yeah. By the way, Quink's last time they played it was 2 months ago in the first season of the China Dota 2 Pro Cup, and they played with Fly. He played the Clinks. It was a mid Butterfly Effect TA who went 12-0-4. Who destroyed that game because Butterfly Effect, one of his best heroes, is TA. It's one of the only times that I think he plays mid better than anybody else in the region. But then it was Kaka on the Rubik. I believe Dogfights on the Tusk and JT on the Tide.
I'm just trying to play through this game in my head, like, and just see how I think it goes. But obviously, when I say that, by the way, I don't mean that I know exactly how this game's going to go, right? But I'm trying to think of the laning stage possibilities and how teams approach it afterwards, because like if this Lesh gets ahead, like we've talked about, the Lesh has this Undying and the Abaddon to be able to back it up, right? So it can just kind of like commit, and it'd be interesting to see whether Eurus feels like he has to go relatively early BKB against the OD. They're playing Arc Warden mid, by the way, and the Lesh is going safe lane, which is interesting.
Yeah, Eurus on the Leshrac.
I think giving the Arc the lane against the OD sounds good.
Are the pumpkin heads random?
30 seconds.
Or do you unlock that?
I think you unlock it. I mean, I don't really like understand this Dietide update, to be honest. I just... Oh, don't get me started again.
I wanna.
I can't deal with it.
Damn.
You know, when the update happened the other day, I was like, oh, at least Dietide's finally going to get gotten rid of now. And I load the game up and it's like still there. I was like, oh, okay.
It won't go away for any time soon, even though we should be in Frostavis.
Excited for this Monkey King 4, though. I watched a replay of FY playing this once, but I haven't seen it in a game that I've cast yet.
I don't know if you got a chance to watch FY in the 1 position the other day.
I didn't. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, he played Void. It didn't go well.
Oh, okay.
It went really bad. It was when they were having contract issues with Eurus.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. No, you're right. I forgot about that, actually.
So did FY, hopefully. Because it was an experience, I'll tell you that much.
Kaka manages to dodge the split earth in the bot lane, otherwise he would have 100% been dead.
Going in the Trangles early for Kaka, and Red Panda, same build for the Undying. Interested to see the skill build, if he's going to go into that second point of Decay.
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Go to the 201.
I mean, the second point Decay does have value, because the base damage goes up from 20 to 50, which is like a big increase. But, yeah, I would be interested to see if he does it again.
Finding that split earth on JT, and he's in a little bit of trouble here. Taking a lot of damage. All he's got is 2 stacks of tangos to work with.
I mean, Undying Lesh sounds like a crazy lane. Like, you have so much burst potential. When they hit their level 2, especially on the Undying with the Soul Rip, I assume he goes for.
A couple people in chat are saying there's no setup for the Stomp, which is Split Earth, right? But he just goes Yules. Then he's got his own setup.
Why do they need to set up for Split Earth? I don't understand. Yes,
Yeah.
he might not go yours. I mean, he probably will. But at the same time, it's like the idea of the Lesh is that it's such a crazy hero with how much damage it does with Edict and with Pulse Nova. But you have these two like defensive heroes as well that support it and enable it to run into the fight.
He's hitting him just fine on JT, I'll tell you that much. He's landed about 4 or 5 already.
He's gone for a really early bottle on Eurus as well, on the Slash. Laning stage going really well, though, for Elephants so far.
I wonder if he goes, like, bots Ags or something like that.
I've seen FY in this top lane, by the way.
He is putting a lot of hurt on a Fly. And then a Photic Shield, and then pop the Jingu in the Balance Strike. Eurus with a long TP down to the tier 1 tower, I believe. You know, just coming back, not going all the way back to base because he's got the help from Red Panda with the early soul up this time.
Yeah, he's got the bottle as well with 1 charge left, so looking towards those 5-minute runes, he'll try and snipe those up. Kaka's only just hit level 2 in this lane, which is a bit of a problem.
Gordon putting a lot of damage on the Emo. We'll finally pop that salve. They do have the rotation coming in from FY to try and secure the 4-minute rune, or even, you know, take away the Vision and maybe go after Emo, who has to back up just slightly.
I do see a problem for IG in this game in the sense that their laning stage is going pretty poorly again. So it's kind of similar to last game that if JT doesn't have a good time, who's going to be controlling the tempo for them? Like this OD and Clinks both need a little bit of time to come online. So who's going to be starting fights? Like who's going to be making moves on the map?
Yeah.
Mid lane?
They're going to look over as FY now Icarus dive, stun out on a Somnus Balance Strike. It's both Emo as well as Ollie. Proc the Jingu, but Fire Spirits are making it a little bit difficult to throw out some of these right clicks, and yeah.
Oh, he went 2 points boundless. Interesting. I thought the second point in Jingu had a lot of value, but because like the damage goes up, the lifesteal doubles. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Duration goes up by 1.
I mean, you have to remember, chat, that like this Monkey King 4, I don't know a huge amount about, so we're learning together.
Feels
Top
like
lane as well. I mean,
an episode of Reading Rainbow. Learn together.
I have no idea what that is, but I'll just laugh to make you feel better.
It wouldn't feel like another season of OGA. It wouldn't feel like another season of OGA if you didn't understand the references I was making. You don't know Reading Rainbow? Was that not a thing in the UK?
I have no idea what that is.
It's in a book. We'll take a look. It's Reading Rainbow.
It just sounds like a generic kids program that, you know.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was a great show.
I think, does Abaddon have Soul Ring coming out here? No, he's gone Chainmail. Okay, so he's got mana problems up here. Oh, Dust, top lane.
Oh, it's the
4 counting. Oh my god, it's the double count to 4 lane.
Oh my god, but they get the Arc Warden. Emo gets the kill there over mid with the help from Ollie, so we'll get that kill mid.
Yeah, and this kill on the Clinks top is really good as well, because if they keep this Catapult alive in the top lane, they can get some damage on this top tier 1. Oh, they're gonna let it go. Okay.
Count to 4 lane. Oh my god.
Yeah, the count to 4 lane. We're talking about kids programs. This is basically the same thing.
Yeah. It's a real life Beatles lane all together now.
Oh god.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Red Panda just hanging around mid here, by the way. I mean, his Arc Warden has been dived a few times by the look of it, so he just wants to make sure he protects him here.
Just
bot lane.
All together now.
Eurus is level 6.
Oh, Primal Roar. Gonna be used. They've got the Tombstone down. Kaka and JT might still be in a little bit of trouble if they chase. Eurus will back off, and meanwhile up towards top, Yang's gonna fall to Emo, and they're probably gonna get a second one here. Ready with the Astral Imprisonment. He comes out of that one. FY ends up dropping. A couple kills there for IG, and things feel a little bit better for them in this laning phase.
Yeah, but I mean, Somnus, again, to me, it feels like last time where they're not They have dealt with Somnus in the laning stage a little bit, like they've killed him once, which is fine. But when he gets this Midas online, he's basically going to become a similar hero to the Morph in that he just does his own thing. Like he just farms up, and then eventually goes like the Arc Warden becomes this pretty crazy hero.
Trying to chase down JT. It's gone 1-4-1-1 on this little Shrek. More gold with that boar.
Yeah,
Boots of Travel first item, by the way.
We might see Eurus as well make the same rotation that Somnus did last game, like go up to this top tier 1 relatively early, and then try to make the push happen. It looks like he is. God, look at that segue. Jesus.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, Phoenix, is he okay? Yeah, he's fine.
Tombstone committed for this. That's an ambitious Tombstone.
Interesting.
But
oh, Kaka has no dive here.
Still going for Kaka. And, yeah, Red Panda just going to run forward, put some pressure on him, but it's not really going to be all too much. Emo taking a little bit of damage now, and he's in some trouble. Decay comes out. Emo Astral prisons himself.
He's in trouble still.
He's going to come out on a Spark Wraith. Soul Rip, the damage, not going to be enough. They look over at Kaka again. Eurus has made the rotation. They don't get any of these kills.
Oh, Somnus.
Meanwhile, Firefly and Ollie, Somnus a little bit too far forward. They'll look for the stun. It's not going to land onto the Cling Seekers. Dive over. Somnus in trouble. He'll end up dying. Firefly looking like he's going to be a trade, and so will Ollie. They've got the Pulse Nova going. Down goes Kaka. Down goes Ollie. And it's 3 kills there for the price of 1 for Elephant.
It's Leshrac Gaming, everybody. That's great stuff. Great stuff. That Edict does such a crazy amount of damage with the Pulse Nova. In these early stages of the game, when you have that defensive capability, like we were talking about with the 2 heroes, Lesh just doesn't care about anything. This laning stage has gone much better for Elephant than I thought it would as well. Like this top lane especially. The Monkey King is almost level 6 already. They're not even 10 minutes into the game.
Icarus dive bottom, looking for Fly, thinking about the Boundless Strike. Gets it out on a JT. Sunray on Fly. He'll try to TP away, but the Primal Roar is used to stop that.
That's well played by FY though, because it forces out the Roar. And now when Eurus comes in like this, he can feel a little bit safer. No, they don't have that Roar available. He has the BOTs now as well after that mid-fight. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. They're rapping on this. What can they get?
I like how FY's kept the broom handle, by the way, on the Monkey King. It's like, I'm the core now.
Trying to count to 4. Red Panda dying very quickly as he started to wrap around. They've got the silence onto this Beastmaster, but Fly moving forward with the help of Kaka and Yang. As well as Eurus, they'll just retreat. They're not going to pressure too far into this just yet.
There is the Midas coming out though on the Arc Warden, just as he picks up an Arcane Rune. Easy peasy.
And they've got 4 heroes here. They're going to try and get this tier 1 tower. FY sitting bottom once again. Oh, look at the axes cutting down FY's tree. But now the Boundless Strike, they're making the rotations in, looking for the Primal Spring. JT slowed up. They've got the Tombstone down. Yang moving forward. Spark Wraith's coming in. Do they have anything to spot Fly? Nothing more coming in from Elephant just yet.
Oh, at the moment, Eurus, top lane, hang on. Oh, nice Spit. I feel like IG are playing Elephant's game rather than playing their own game. Like, they're trying to take this bot tier 1, which I respect, but like they don't mind these early scraps on Elephant, right? Like, they're just making space for the Arc Warden. It's exactly how they want to play.
Sunray, right clicks. Is it enough? Should be, if they get one more. Supernova. Okay, Eurus is gonna look over at this egg, and it's not gonna go down, but Fly still taking a lot of damage here. He ends up dead. Kaka might be next. The Diabolic Edict with the Pulse Nova. We were talking about how much damage that is, and now Kaka just TPs away.
Great TP by Kaka. But again, it's the same thing. Like, they're playing Elephant's game. LGD. Sorry, not LGD. Yeah, Somnus just Jesus. Someone's just farming in the middle lane, doing his own thing. Like, this Lesh is just running around at people, not really caring. Like, if Lesh dies once or twice still, like, it still doesn't matter, right? Like, Lesh isn't the big hero going into the late game. So, not only is this Arc Warden having absolute free farm with the Midas now, Lesh also hasn't died. So it's like, well, both the cores are having a great time. Like, this Monkey King's having a decent time as well. If you look at the net worth of the Monkey King in comparison to the Phoenix. And they're pinging out Fly here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dust. You spotted him.
Radiant's bottom
Tombstone, Boundless Strike, Eurus coming over. They've got the silence nowhere for him to run. He's gonna die very
top
quickly.
tower is under attack.
Really well played.
Gonna
And
get
now
the
with
tower.
the Lesh and the Abaddon. It's crazy.
It's only a 3k lead, but you could just feel the presence coming in from Elephant. We knew with this lineup that they were going to play aggressive and play fast.
Oh, Emo went Meteor Hammer.
Yeah, that's what he built in the previous game that he played this hero on.
Radiant's bottom tower
Which,
is under attack.
I don't know if
Was
you know
odd.
this, by the way, but the Meteor Hammer, how it works with Essence Flux, where, like, it does the ticks on every single Meteor Hammer. Which is, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Hmm. 4k lead. Red Panda, he's got boots, he's got sentries as well as a ward. Clink's going into the Orchid. We'll see if Fly can kind of go off once he gets this. But he's got double damage as well as the Bloodlust. So they look over to try and get Yang. The borrowed time gets popped. Emo has Escrow Imprisonment in 2 seconds, but here comes the right-click damage from Fly. Yang's going to end up dead here. Emo gets the kill.
Yeah, good kill. This OD's still farming relatively well, so, you know, just carry on doing your thing. Don't panic. I like that they've tried to slow the game down, though, on IG. I think that's really important. Like, yes, if you run at the Arc Warden, that's fine. But, like, stop running at the heroes that don't matter. And, like, just taking bad fights and letting the Arc Warden free farm. Because at least if the Arc Warden's free farming, you're farming yourselves as well. I just struggle to see how after this laning stage went pretty poorly for them when they want to win the game. Because I don't know the answer.
Somnus getting spotted. Or really, it's Ollie the one who gets spotted. As he is going to drop. He drops very quickly, and JT just going to try and get out of this one. He has a TP, but elects to walk back. Red Panda going to spot JT, but not put any more pressure on than just looking at him with an evil gaze. But now that he's walked back into the lane, Balance Strike, Tombstone down, JT throws the axes, and that's going to stun up FY for a moment. He'll go for the TP out, and Primal Spring, the damage is there. They get the kill onto JT.
Yeah, he cut down the FY's tree with the axes again, but again, it just doesn't matter. Like, they have so much damage amp with the Flesh Golem, but Beastmaster just dies anyway.
With a kill like that, it's on to another tower.
Just look at the tower though. Nice one.
Look at where FY is, and he's producing vision to, you know, go after potentially Ollie. Look at what's coming from behind the tower. Boundless Strike, Primal Spring, Spark Wraith there. Damage is out, and they get the kill. The Courier goes down for FY. That means he's not going to be able to finish off his drums, but they get themselves another tower. So 9-7 in favor of Elephant. A tier 2 down, and keep it on going. They're going to go to the high ground.
You want to at least force the rotations back from the Dire side before you back off, right?
Or just take the tower.
I mean, they can't. If this is right, but you choose one or the other. If they don't TP back, then the tower's going to die. Like, Edict's up again.
This tower's gone. Balance Strike comes out into Fly. They let the stun follow it up. He's in so much trouble. The Astral Imprisonment from Emo is going to keep him alive, but Yang, he's going to walk forward. He's got the borrowed time to get the kill into Fly. They take out the Clinks. They've got the Sunray, and they'll take out Yang afterwards. But that's the tier 3 tower gone, as well as the life from this Clinks. Supernova, I'm not sure for what.
Well, they want to try and catch people on the retreat, and if they use it near the trees, it breaks the trees as well. So Like, I kind of understand that, but at the same time, it's like, well, you're just, you know, they were too late rather than anything.
Yeah, it just didn't happen quickly enough.
I mean, crazy they take a tier 3 that early, though. Just pick off into tier 3 just dies, because they've got Abaddon Lesh. And you have to remember this Arc Warden's been free farming with Midas the whole game, and Lesh still has the same net worth. Like, the fact that the OD's keeping up, I think, is crazy. But Beastmaster bot lane has Raw available if needed, but
Here's his here. It's not going to be great for him. There's the stun, and well, balance strike to follow it up. They get the kill into JT. Eurus gets another one. JT losing his courier too.
It's Necro 3 as well. 2 minutes without that.
Dire are scanning.
I love this item choice by Yang as well on the Abaddon, going for the Halberd first. You're up against these 2 ranged cores, Blinks and OD. So why not?
Oh, mid as well as Somnus.
Well, they got Somnus
against the kill on the Arc Warden.
I didn't expect that at all. I wasn't watching. But that's a great kill. Like, anytime you can kill this Arc Warden in this game, you feel really good about it. Just, Klink's is going Orchid first. Okay.
Yeah, he's been building that for a while. And he's going to finish in just a couple of creeps.
Don't know how I feel about that. You're playing against Abaddon with Purge as well, right? So, bot lane.
Get to where they're at right now. They're going after JT by where the tier 3 once stood. He's forced to throw the Primal Roar out. Emo comes over. What can he get done here? Borrowed time no longer available. Yang with the Sanity's Eclipse. They get the kill into 1. They'll take it to 2nd. Yang and Red Panda drop chasing JT. So he gets away, and OD is a part of a couple of kills going into the Blink Dagger next. And they finished off the Orchid on the Clinks.
Yeah, he's probably going to go Blink Hex on OD, I'd imagine. Yeah, you've got to respect the damage of this, the output of the damage that Emo can do with like the attack speed aura and the Bloodlust. He actually hits really quickly, so those stacks build up faster than you think. And making that play under like where the racks are, it's a pretty easy TP point for IG to rally around.
They're gonna come over by the Ancients. By the triangle for the Radiant side. Somnus! I don't know if he was ready for this one, but it looks like they're going to be able to get the kill. Somnus ends up dropping here. FY's courier goes down again, or he won't get this drum. This drum recipe.
I think did they see that TP? I think they did, so they're probably going to know this water in the area from the Dire side.
That is unfortunate. That is the 2nd time his courier's been coming out with the drums.
It happens. I like how he's finished a Mithril Hammer since.
Yeah. And it, you know, that dies as well. Meanwhile, Arc Warden, he was using that Midas, going into the Mjolnir, going Scotty afterwards. And then those tracks finished off the Axe. So bots, Yules, Axe, pretty much the build that we were talking about earlier on.
Bot lane FY was hanging around on the trees. They get cut down again. It's like real life, dude. In the Amazon. Poor monkeys. All their trees just getting cut down. Stupid humans.
Have to stop the deforestation.
Yes, please. Oh, you might be in trouble.
FY. There's the Orchid, and I like that combo with the clumsy ant. I don't even think the Primal Roar was necessary.
Probably
but
not.
He threw it.
I like that they clumsy at each other, though. That was cute.
Yeah, if you're going to do this to me, I'm going to do this to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Do you know that one?
Eurus. No. Sounds like all these American things you just expect me to know. I really don't understand.
Movies are international.
Wait, what was the movie? I have no idea.
You know, come on.
This Abaddon, by the way, has basically become a third support at this point, which is kind of what you expect with how much farm the Lesh and the Arc Warden take up. But died a few times in a row now as well, yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
Roche, though.
Bottom tower is falling.
Going for it. BKB, Popeye Emo, Meteor Hammer coming down onto Somnus, and he's going to drop here. They're going to go after Yang. They've got the Supernova going off. Wukong's command's going to zone out IG for the moment. They don't have Arc Warden to work with for 40 seconds. Fuels up into the air. Yura's trying to survive. There's Sandy's Clips coming down on a Yang. They're doing a lot of damage with the Pulse Nova. Is going to take out Ali in time. Yura is stunned up. Damage is there. Fly's got himself a double kill. Now the Icarus dive over looking for this Monkey King as well as the Undying. And the only two still alive, and it looks like it's not going to be long for FY. He falls as well to Emo. And into Roche they'll go again.
Yeah, massive play from Emo. Just goes in with the BKB. And it's basically unkillable for that whole 10-second BKB duration, right? Now they pick up the Aegis for themselves. He has 3,000 gold on top. He's not even going for the Blink. He's just going straight for the Hex now. Like, Emo is so farmed.
Radiant's middle tower.
And, like, these... I think Somnus has died, what, it feels like 4 or 5 times in a row now on the Arc Warden without really achieving anything.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden his game has been set back so far.
And they took a tier 3 at, like, 15
I think you also,
minutes.
yeah, you kind of have to give credit to IG as well at the same time, where they realised they were playing their game wrong. And they slowed the tempo down, they let the OD find farm, and they were like, we'll just run at the Arc Warden. Like, stop running at these heroes and letting the Arc Warden have the time of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't react to what Elephant are doing and playing their game. Let's focus on what we want to do. But again, we have to remember, going high ground for IG is incredibly difficult. So, like, even though Emo is massive at the moment, and he's going to be very, very strong with the Hex and everything when it comes online, like, hitting buildings isn't easy for them into the Arc Warden. Alesh?
In some trouble. Ooh, gets Fly. They get Fly before, though, and they might be able to get Kaka, too.
He's gone.
Supernova.
I don't think
the right clicks in time. No, that's never getting off. Okay. Somnus comes over. He helps out.
I think I'd be happy if I was the Clinks there with that, though. Like, trading 1-for-1 with the Lesh.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great, but... And then the Phoenix dies as well. It's like, maybe not so worth. But again, like, every time the Lesh dies... I don't know, it feels okay. Like, the Clinks isn't the big core for the Dicer.
By the way, FY does have possession of the drums now.
He's done it. The madman. Almost at the BKB as well. Under 1,000 gold to go.
Oh, God, look at the gold for Emo. He's about to have Hex. Things are going to get difficult here for Elephant before they get easier.
I'd be interested to see whether he... Oh, he did go Blink before Hex as well. Jesus, he's huge.
Yeah. Almost 17,000 net worth. And there's an Arc Warden with a Midas in the game.
He's going to sell one of the Knolls now and pick it up as well. Yeah. I didn't even... My mind didn't register that he picked up a Blink before the Hex. I just thought he was so farmed he was on his way to a Hex.
Going over mid, looking for Eurus. They've got the Hex. That's the debut. There's the kill.
Oh my god.
SOD is doing work. 7-0-5 for Emo.
Like, Yang had this... I can't wait to look at Yang's net worth progression this game afterwards. Like, he had this really good start to the game where they were, like, running down towers and just running at people over and over again. But Abaddon doesn't really farm. So, like, when you start...
Oh my god, look at where Emo is!
He doesn't care, dude.
Primal Roar comes out, and Yang's gonna pop the borrowed time, trying to retreat. Emo is so far forward, he's got an Aegis, he just does not care about being in the base. Look at this, he's walked the entire length of the base, pops the BKB, there's the Sanity's borrowed time already used. Emo godlike.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Going high ground, though, this is what we talked about. Can they take some Rax heroes? The Arc Warden going to slow the game down. Well, the Clone's dead, so that's interesting. And the tier 3's dead. Okay.
15 stacks.
Middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are
Are
under
they just gonna go straight tier 4s?
Oh dear. Pick off into pick off into pick off. And then all of a sudden it doesn't matter whether you have Arc Warden defending your high ground or not. And again, it's another pick off. They just find Red Panda.
Oh, look how fast he dies. And the tombstone. A little extra gold there for Fly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The Aegis is still around for another minute or so here as well.
On the Leshrac, IG just don't want to get too cocky. They're going to look in. They're going to try and get this kill on the Emo to get the Aegis. That's what they've done. Supernova on the back lines. The right click's coming in from FY. They've got the Wukong's command. They'll get it now. They look over at Emo. They're in too far. Kaka and Emo both end up dead. This is way too far forward for the side of IG. You can't be going in like that and leaving your OD out to dry.
It's not. I mean, the OD just. There's no way Emo should be there. Like, the bubble goes down, and Emo just tries to carry on hitting the Arc Warden through the bubble. So that's not how that works. Like, I understand he wants to lose his Aegis and die and refresh and come back with like 4 HP and mana and things, but like the position that you are, you gotta be so careful. You take this set of racks, but all of a sudden with you dying, that's a lot of gold for FY.
FY shifting into the 4th core, going into the Manta next.
Interesting.
Radiant are scanning.
Why the Manta though?
I couldn't tell you. Oh,
I'm
you
trying
know
to
what?
think.
Manta, if he gets
Dire's
orchided.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot of
Down.
money, right? Like, it's not a bad item. I just don't really see the value in spending that much gold on the Manta here.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So they'll take the tier 2. You've got Roche potentially up in 2 minutes. I don't know if IG make a move like that again without the Aegis. So
No,
that's
they
going to
won't.
be time for Elephant to potentially get the Scotty on Somnus. If he doesn't die here, Fly getting spotted. The sentries in the trees above him. And then Leshrac, he's going to be going into the BKB. He's close to that.
I think the BKB's a game changer though, because obviously if he can get the BKB off before the OD uses Hex, which is going to be difficult, but yeah.
Ooh, Orb Destruction for the Dire side. Could put that on the Clinks if he doesn't want to hold that clumsy net anymore.
Yeah, he's going to take it.
So you've got Inner Beast, you've got Bloodlust, you have Solar Crest.
It's crazy, isn't it? He's going,
Pretty good.
is that, yeah, Bloodstone on the OD as well, so
He is
good luck dealing with him.
so rich. They've got vision on this Clinks,
Been killed.
and now they don't. 30-minute bounty runes coming up, double damage over bottom. You could see where Dire postured up so far. It's a 7k lead, but certainly in a spot to come back here for Elephant.
Dire's top
But
tower.
IG
yeah, for sure.
looking
I mean-
really good at the moment.
You have to remember, the only reason IG could go high ground before is because they somehow found 4 pickoffs in a row, like, and then just could take the set of racks for free without really much thinking. Like, this Arc Warden's still going to be the strongest hero in the game come late game. Like, this Scardy against the 2 range cores is going to be huge. It's just, without the BOTs, they don't really have the same level of split push with the Arc Warden. It's kind of down to FY and the Monkey King.
She was here for Kaka, taking a lot of damage from those Spark Wraiths. FY still going for that Manta. You've got the Scotty, then you've got what looks to probably be Leshrac also getting a Bloodstone, but he'll go into the Kaya first. And then Undying, anything special? No, not really. And then the Abaddon going into the Lotus Orb for
I mean,
Elephant.
Undying was hoping to get the Greaves online, right? That was their plan. If the Undying could get an early mech, that would have been really great for like their push timing and stuff. But the game went southwards so quickly. Yeah, fell off hard. So he got those arcanes really early on, but the mech is. I mean, he's always there now. To be fair, if he still wants to go for it. I think it's a bit late now, though.
Radiant are
Smoked up for the Dire side. They're going to try and make a move here across the mid lane. Yang might be the one who catches them and breaks the smoke, and he will be. So there's the blink as well as the Astral Imprisonment. They'll look for the Meteor Hammer to drop down on this. just lands on the edge. Now the stun coming out from Ollie on the
Good
low ground.
tombstone.
Eurus moving forward, looking for this Ogre. Kaka Yules up into the air. Can they get the stun on him? Ooh, there's another Yules. They look over Yang. The borrow time gets popped. The right click's coming in. The Sanities takes out Red Panda and Eurus. And now they're going to look for more. Somnus ends up dropping. They'll continue forward, find themselves FY, and now Yang in a lot of trouble. The full team wipes there for IG. No buyback on Elephant. They might just tap out
over.
here and now. And there it is. Game 3 we go.
No, it looked like a really good tombstone for Elephant to fight under, but IG kind of like pulled them away from it, slightly far away, and that Wukong's came out like after what 3 heroes had already died. Like, it's just too late, unfortunately. And yeah, really well played by IG. I think this OD, it didn't look great early on, but once they changed their game plan, they turned things around. So great recognition by them. Nice to see them pick up a game as well. Like we said, IG, they look much better with Fly playing with them again. So. All to play for in Game 3 now, because I think both teams have looked a little bit shaky. You know, it's not been massively clean from either of them. So Elephant have to stop this kind of... it's happened in both games now where they just chain feed sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what happens, but like, I don't know whether it's them being unsure of when they should be fighting or things, but like one person dies and then they try and take fights anyway for some reason, and they kind of get punished really hard. So sometimes I think they need to learn to just cut their losses, even if it means like at bad points, right?
Yeah, it was a very good game from IG there. Somnus, he got caught out a couple of times. It looked like he was on pace to have a good game, but he got cut out 4 or 5 times in a row, it felt like, and all of a sudden Emo kind of runs away with the game. He dies that one time where he dives in too far, and other than that, I mean, he played a pretty much perfect game. And IG, they forced it to a Game 3. Like, this is who we thought they were and who we thought they could be. And taking a game off Elephant is massive, considering I think last season they ended up going 0-3 in the group stage and winning 1 game overall. So they've already matched that mark, and now they have a chance to win this series against Elephant.
You have to remember they've got LGD and Asta in their group as well, right?
Yeah.
So like this series for both of these teams, I think LG and Asta are probably the 2 of the better looking teams at the moment, right?
Yep.
Since Lanham has come back, Asta look really great. And it's like, well, if we don't win this series, we're putting so much pressure on ourselves to get results against those 2 that it's going to be tough. I almost think this might be the series that decides who goes out, and it's first in the whole like group stage, which is crazy.
Yeah, so we'll see. Game 3, it's do or die time. So we'll be back with Game 3 in just a moment of IG against Elephant. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Stay tuned.
Are fortified.
All right, and welcome back. Game number 3 between IG and Elephant. First series of the day, going the full distance. We're here. We're ready. I'm excited. I'm happy to see IG looking, I would say, much better than we've seen them in the past. Recently, of course, now they're back with a full roster, so it is, good to see evolution, I guess, would be the proper word. I have no idea. But IG looking really good in that game, too.
They did look good. I thought Elephant, they made some silly mistakes like they did in game 1, but this time their draft was much easier to punish because this OD could go absolutely crazy. So, again, I think both these teams have equal potential to take games off each other for game 3. Like, they look very good, both of them, but not unbeatable. So, I've watched Elephant at times, sometimes when they've played, and I've thought, these guys look really good, but, watching them play in this series, even in game 1, against that Sven, they lost a few fights in a row from, silly plays from themselves. So,
yeah,
100% IG can win this. And like we said, I think this is a massive series because LGD, Asta, IG, Elephant, difficult group. So if you fall behind, with 2 games to play, you already start to stress. You're like, oh my god, what's happening? We're gonna go home. But looking forward to it. I like that. Whoever comes third in the group, though, still gets to start in the upper bracket. I think is really good for both these teams.
It's that upper bracket round 1. That's like that, or.
I'm pretty sure that's. I assume they're doing it the same as last time. So we haven't asked the production, but so if you come top of the group, you get to the second stage of the upper bracket. Can we confirm that production? Is that okay? But yeah, I mean,
yes,
the games that we've seen from them, it's like very. These 2 teams so far, it's not clean at all, right? Like they're both making mistakes. So if either of these teams want to, and I know it's the first series of the tournament, like these things happen, right? As the tournament goes on, they start to pick up the pace again and again. But I want to see cleaner from whoever wins this series, because I think when you're playing up against teams like LGD and Asta, who are playing really well at the moment, you need to make sure you're having like a clean game yourself as well. Because when you make mistakes, these top teams will punish you so hard. Like you see IG did in that last game. Like Elephant were having a really good time. They took like this tier 3 really early on. They make one bad mistake, then all of a sudden OD just takes over the game completely. You can't. You got to be really careful about your fight, like stances and situations and things.
Yeah, it was one mistake that ended up turning the tides and allowing IG to get into that game too. Pushing high ground so quickly for for Elephant, and they didn't even lose much escaping from that push. It was just a couple little mistakes here and there. I think Somnus getting caught out a couple too many times that really slowed down his progression, and it just, things are like one step away for both these teams from working on all cylinders. But it's definitely, both teams have potential of just like, I think IG, like a series here, definitely looks like, they're a top 3 team. Like I think both these, like, it's so hard. It's so hard to judge who's going to be towards the top. You know what I mean? Between all the teams. And like you said, I think at the end of last game, like this series might even define who's going to make it out of the group.
I think historically, when we've cast OGA before, I think once we come to the end of the group stage, we tend to have a good idea about how good everybody is, right? Mm-hmm. Like, which I know sounds really stupid because obviously, like, you come first to fourth in the group stage, but we usually know by the end of the group stage, like, if we had to guess who was going to be in the final, we get it like relatively pretty straightforward, I think. Mm-hmm. Like, the only time that hasn't happened is when CDEC got to the final in season 2. Do you remember? Because they like just qualified from the group stage, and then they made that amazing run through the upper bracket. So, like last season, it was Vici versus LGD in the final, and we kind of knew that relatively early on that they were the 2 best looking teams. Yeah, and I already look at these 2 teams from this series, and I'm like, they're a little bit rough around the edges almost. So like both these teams need to kind of step it up a little bit almost if they want to reach those high levels that we've been seeing before in previous seasons.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what they go for, what they ban, what they're looking at in this game 3, and who comes out on top. What are going to be the little changes that we're going to see from both these teams to see who ekes out the series victory. So it's going to be interesting as we see the Phoenix get banned as well as the Wisp. Bloodseeker banned again by IG. The last it was what was it with the other one? Bloodseeker something else. But now they go into the Mars, and like I said, I was asking for Mirana on Kaka, but we'll see if we get that. And it was the Lina. Yeah, it was the Bloodseeker Lina. So now Lina there for Elephant, which is one of those heroes that can flex 2 to 4 or 2 and 4. So we'll see what Elephant want to do with that. And I'm hoping to see a Mirana here. I think the Spear Arrow is one of the most dangerous combinations there are.
It can be, but I think this Lina, it's kind of like, well, we could pick Mirana, but like, there's not a massive reason to. Mm-hmm. Like something like Rubik would probably feel like a safer pick. It's still a decent like lane combination. If they want to go for some save potentially against the Lina, they could go for an Oracle. Like Undying's still in the pool, remember, as well. It's been a big favorite.
And there's the Rubik.
I think Rubik's the safest pick.
Yeah.
And Kaka is very good at it.
Yeah, I agree. He played it pretty well in game 1. Just didn't turn into a victory. Now he's going to be playing it here game 3. So we'll see what he's able to accomplish with this hero. As we'll see what Elephant want with this Lina. Are they going to go back to the Undying for the 3rd straight game? Or are we going to see Red Panda play it once again? Red Panda, I think one of the things that I can say is maybe his hero pool isn't as big as you'd like. Or, well, I wouldn't say it's not as big as we'd like, but I definitely think he's being forced into the same hero quite a bit with these drafts. And I don't know if that's strictly on him. I don't think it's strictly on him because we've seen him play other things.
I disagree with that hero pool thing. I think there's certain 5s at the moment that feel really strong. For some reason, China seem to not value Ench anywhere near as highly as the other regions. But we talked about this before, last OGA, that their Ench love is very low, unfortunately. But Undying's probably the safest and one of the best 5s at the moment, I would argue. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes, when you pick this Undying at the start of the draft, one, you don't really give anything away because you know what it's going to do, right? But it's good at all stages of the game a lot of the time. Like, yes, it's really strong in the early stages of the game, in the laning stage and things. But as the game goes on, that Tombstone's such a crazy team fight enabler and things. It's like you put it on the cliff, you see the whole fight with this. I think it's 1500 night vision it gives in an AoE. That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why that's a thing. But like soul whips, like you can build it differently if you need to. You know, we've seen the EU Undyings go 141. I like the China Undyings go 114. But even so, like there's not many fives that offer the same, when you have to pick them early in the draft, offer the same amount of coverage that the Undying does.
Mm-hmm. So taking a look at Red Panda's stats over the last 3 months, he's played Undying. This will be his 20th time. And then the next closest is Ogre at 9. And then it's Clockwork at 8, or no, Clockwork at 6, Chen at 6, and then it's just like a bunch of 3, 2s, and 1s. Or not a bunch. It's like 4 or 5 other heroes.
I forgot about the Ogre, but the Chen is the one that comes into my head when I think of Red Panda after Undying at the moment. Mm-hmm. So, I just think this hero is really strong at the moment. And in lane against Mars as well, like it seems really good. There's no reason not to pick it. You can flex the leaner between 2 and 4. I'm glad they're moving away from this Monkey King, though, on Elephant. Well, I hope they do at least. Like, they carry on moving away from it. Because that felt really underwhelming last game for me. Like, it was okay early on.
You thought yes. I thought it was okay. I thought it looked alright.
It's one of those heroes that if you play from in front, it feels really good. But as soon as you start to lose a couple of fights and you fall behind, it feels like it doesn't do anything. Like, the Wukongs were never really there. Whenever they did come out, they kind of got kited away anyway. Like, they didn't have that lockdown that they needed to be able to keep people in place, to be able for the Lesh and the Arc Warner to get their damage off freely. Like, the Odie just pops BKB and just runs at people. It's like, well, what do we do? Like, Odie's pop BKB, better run. Oh, wait, we can't run, he's hexed us. Like, I don't know.
When he got that hex, debuted on the Eurus, and then it was just kind of disgusting from there. It was a really well-played OD game, and something I don't know if I really expected, just considering I had seen him play that OD before, and it really didn't go well.
Yeah, it was nice to see them pick different heroes last game, though. Like Monkey King 4 and OD and stuff. Like I said, even you're coming towards the end of a patch to see these fresh heroes, it's nice. And like we said, they're not completely new, but they're different to what we normally see.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see more of that. Like, if we're going to see a little bit more variety in these drafts. You've got, right now, pretty standard drafts from both teams.
Oh, Red Panda Undying? Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, Eurus Undying? This is crazy. And they go Lifestealer, which is something we're seeing, maybe not as much as other carries, but definitely a bit of variety there. So I want to see what IG are going to do, knowing that they've got this Mars as well as the Rubik. So they've got some team fight in the arena. They've got lockdown in the telekinesis as well as the potential spear, because that's going to be your offlane. Like, that's your offlane combo. You still need your 5, and then obviously the rest.
I love when I get to play position 5 and my carry picks Lifestealer, because I know what happens is I can move away from the lane and I know he's going to be sustainable and be okay by himself. Like, this Lifestealer against Mars, he's going to be absolutely fine, right? Obviously, this Bane kind of throws a spanner into the works because now you have this BKB piercing lockdown in Fiend's Grip. I think Ollie's really good at this hero as well.
Yes, this is his best hero in my opinion.
Yeah, he's very good. And it's, again, we don't get to see a huge amount of Bane, so it's nice to see this hero kind of like make an appearance as well. I will say their support duo is very like single target focused in a way, right? They don't have this kind of like Phoenix hero that we saw from Kaka before, which will be interesting.
Ooh.
So that's
okay. That's FY Earth Spirit. I like that.
Well, does it have to be?
No. Somnus has played this mid. I think we saw it, and also who comes to mind is Yopaj. He plays that Earth Spirit mid. He is exciting to watch with that hero as well. But I wouldn't mind. I don't know if I'd like to see it mid. Does it still really work in that lineup? Yeah,
I think it does. It could. It doesn't have to. I think the lean is more likely to be mid, but they can flex them between 2 and 4, both of them. I will say, like, it's nice to see people across every region picking this as a mid as well, because we've had like Topson playing it recently for OG as well. Like, I mean, maybe like Somnus has played it before. We've had, like we said, Yopaj was playing it in SCA. Like, it feels like it's a very player-specific thing, but it's nice to see it across the depth of regions as well. Because normally what we see is like one region will start to pick a hero in a certain way, and it's kind of sometimes it's stuck within that region. But it seems to have, it's player-specific, but it's a bit of everywhere.
I would say Omni Knight kind of fell into that for a little bit. We were seeing it strictly China, and now it's kind of expanded into multiple regions. And IG, they go
Good
for
pick.
one of FlyFly's better heroes, which is the TB. This is definitely a hero that I think I've seen a lot less of. Something that was in the last patch very popular, in this patch not as much.
Well, one thing I will say I've noticed from watching IG with FlyFly in comparison to before is it feels like he's almost like he's dictating a lot of the fights. Like he's played this Sven in game 1, and now the Clinks in game 2. He's not afraid to fight early and get stuck in. And they look so much more convincing now on IG, and they feel like so much more of a unit now that they have these 5 players again. Because do you remember when we saw them play with Butterfly Effect and things before? It felt like their games were always really passive, and they were struggling to find openings on the map and stuff. Now FlyFly's back. It actually feels like they're willing to find these openings and take these early engagements. I don't know whether that's more of a team thing or whether because FlyFly's back, but that's what I've noticed, at least, from these last 2 games.
I wonder if how much he's controlling the shot calling and everything, what the difference is now that he's playing with them than not. Like, who was doing the shot calling when they were playing with Dust? Who was doing the shot calling when they were playing with Butterfly Effect? Or even dogfights as far back as, Season 3 or Season 2?
It's almost like you can just tell they're more comfortable again. Like, this is who they want to be playing with. I will say this TB's a really good core-to-core matchup against Lifestealer. You can get this Scardy online eventually. You kite him around really easily because you have the range advantage. But he does have to be a little bit worried about the burst damage from the Earth Spirit and the Lina. Obviously, you get this really early Manta anyway on the hero, like naturally, which is going to be very good against the Earth Spirit from the Magnetize and stuff. But against Lina, Lina might decide to go for this Axe build potentially.
Ooh.
And after seeing this, I'd actually like to see the Earth Spirit mid and put the Lina as the 4 in the lane.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I prefer. I don't know if they will, but I'd love to see it.
Can I get an Elder Titan 3?
Yeah. Sure. Why not? I mean, sure. Why not, though, right? Like,
yeah.
Seems fine. Maybe they feel like they lack a little bit of damage if they go for that, which might be a problem. But the way I see this is if the Earth Spirit goes mid, like he has potential to take over the game before the TB gets Manta. And I think the Lina offers the pressure in the lane onto the TB that the 4 needs. I can see them just putting the Lina mid anyway. But they need to pick a 3 hero here, I'd assume, for Yang. And they don't have a huge amount of team fight at the moment. Their lockdown's still a little bit iffy as well. They don't have anything BKB piercing. Like Beastmaster's out of the pool, Batrider's out of the pool. I love this Darkseer ban as well. I think that's really good.
Yeah. Not a hero we've seen a lot of, the Darkseer. It seems like there's a lot of other offlaners that have been more popular.
I think Axe
and they
could
go
be
Brew
interesting here, but that's a good. Okay, it's a good Brew game. I don't mind this either. This is pretty good. Obviously, you have the
FY on the Earth Spirit, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it is Lina mid. Fair enough.
A little disappointing.
Kind of, but at the same time, I think that's the standard. It's like what's expected, right?
Yeah.
Like Lina can scale a little bit better than the Earth Spirit as well. So if the game does go late, like the Lifestealer and the Lina will become these like late game heroes. You can build towards that MKB, etc. Yeah, the Brewmaster's pick's interesting. Like it gives them the team fight they're lacking, but it's also the Dispel's really good from the Wind Panda against all the TB illusions. Does a decent amount of damage. I think the laning stage might be a little bit of a problem for Elephant in that off lane with like Brewmaster and Earth Spirit. But at the same time, Brewmaster's one of these heroes that it is relatively strong in lane if you give it a good start, and it kind of frees Earth Spirit up to rotate across the map a little bit.
Yeah.
So, like if Lina sets up with an LSA into a roll and things, they do have decent amount of damage mid lane. I think Emo's looked pretty good on Void Spirit recently as well, if I'm right in saying that.
Yeah, I think he's looked pretty good. As good as what we've been seeing around the region with Void Spirit, that is. I'm interested to see this Brewmaster. I think every time I see this Brewmaster, I think of the General Brew that I got to see a couple months back.
What, with the
was it like I might have even been like 8 months ago at this point. I have no idea what the concept of time is throughout this entire like coronavirus, etc. But it was when he got the divine rapier and was just like one-shotting folks. Like it was crazy. It was just like, oh yeah, I just I'm level 25 of a divine rapier and I'm just gonna one-shot you. It's as simple as that. Like that's what I'm always expecting now from Brew, which is unfair because when are we really going to see that again? But I'm excited to see the Brewmaster, and I think it's a hero we don't get to see too much, but certainly one I'll be excited to see coming into this game.
I'm excited for JT Mars. Have you seen his item build as well? Not only have they given shared tangos to the Void Spirit, they've also given them to the Mars as well.
Orb of Venom too.
Yeah, I think this is a really good idea. Like, you want Stick against the Undying, you want the Orb of Venom to be able to pressure the lane. Get given tangos, sure, like your lane looks really good now. Like the Rubik and the Bane don't need a huge amount of regen. Bane's laning against these two melee heroes, like, he'll be fine. And this Rubik's, happy to give one away.
I love the
JT.
shield that he's got on this Mars.
Yeah, just don't talk about that God's Rebuke, it's fine. The shield does look really cool.
Yeah, the Medusa shield.
30 seconds to battle.
I also think this Mars hero is something that we haven't really seen from JT this series, in the sense that if he falls behind, like I think he can control tempo still, like with the arena and everything, right? Should be fun to see. I actually prefer IG's draft, so I'm gonna go for them, but it's pretty close either way. Elephant have looked really good in their laning stage, so see if they can do it again.
The battle begins.
I was talking to Trent earlier today about items that, what if they gave you pay-to-win features?
Right, what did you end up with?
We were talking about Battle Fury, the cosmetic item on Void. You start with the Battle Fury. But, yeah, that shield for Mars makes you immune to Stone Gaze. How about that?
Or it just gives you a free mana shield.
Yeah. I guess that would work too, right? Roll up top. Fly, taking some damage early on.
Yeah, a lot of the times, what we've seen from people when they play against this team is they try and pressure the lane really hard with level 1 and see if they can kill him. But you don't really have that potential with Brewmaster. It's a little bit more difficult. Laning stage already going really well though, with mid lane, especially for Emo. He's 4 and 3, and Summoners is yet to hit a last hit.
Wow. Which is rare when you're a Lina, that you have a bad start like that.
Like, he's actually destroying these first two waves. It's not close.
Red Panda.
Wow.
JT kind of trading back and forth. Red Panda a little bit low. He's only got Decay level 1. That's JT dealing with 16 lost strength. 360 max HP at the moment. That is not fun. Yeah, Red Panda, I'm not certain he dies here.
Have they got the Rubik though?
20 stolen strength, but yeah, eventually he does to JT.
He lost some strength just before the right click came through. Oh dear. And now Eurus is in trouble as well. This is really rough. This bot lane is starting so poorly for them. And again, like top lane as well, Brewmaster's only got one. Oh, he's going to have two after this one.
If JT had the extra mana, he might have thrown a God's Rebuke there and potentially killed Eurus.
Okay, but this is the power of the starting items that we talked about with the Stick and the Orb of Venom. Like, you're actually able to just, like, really pressure the lane much harder.
Kaka. Tombstone committed. And this might just be some gold for JT if they lose Kaka, and they will.
I'll be honest, I think JT's happy with that. He doesn't really care. He's like, oh, hell yeah, I'll take 125 gold. Has the bottle now as well. Uses it before the decay stacks run out.
Value Town.
Like, this TV's just free farming as well. He's absolutely fine. Ollie?
I will say, Somnus has recovered.
He has recovered, correct. And Mars has started to struggle a little bit. Like, he got that kill before and he got the Tombstone gold, but only at 7 CS, about the same as the Brew.
Cheeky with that Aether Remnant almost landing it onto the Lina. That might have been a kill. It probably would have been a kill for sure. Emo has certainly impressed me, and it's nothing new. You know, Emo's been impressive for basically the entirety of his career. I think maybe just the fact that he has, you know, he's in a region where IG could be a top team in other regions, but here in China, like, you're still dealing against LGD, VG, Aster, eHome, and now Elephant. Like, it's almost hard to stand out. But Emo getting hit with the rolling boulder as well as the boulder smash, but not gonna drop. No pop to south.
There's no LSA. 2 couriers die at the same time. Bot lane as well. Tombstone goes down.
125 gold for Kaka, so 250 gold in this lane, but JT getting low. There's no way to catch up to him, though.
Yeah, and he gets a salve off while he's got decay stacks down as well, so very nice. Red Panda's
Back over mid. And Ollie. Okay, nothing more from that. Just a retreat. And then back over bottom. Take a look. Eurus in some trouble. Open wounds onto JT. There's the God's Rebuke. Can he stay alive? Doesn't look like it. After a while, he'll eventually fall. But I say that, JT. Oh my, that was closer than I thought it would be.
Just life stealing away, having a great time. Yeah, he hasn't got a point in bulwark, so that, you know, standing and hitting him, not going to take that reduced damage on the Mars. Yeah, unfortunately. So.
God. I have full health. He has a sliver. Who wins? Almost the lifestealer.
Hashtag lifestealer gaming.
Put it in the chat, guys.
Yeah, I mean, but again, TB is still just free farming in the top lane, right? He's having a great time. Oh, if Oddie takes this bounty rune, oh, he's not going to get there in time. Oh, so close.
He's bottled up. He's gone bottle. So is JT.
Yeah,
I'm a little surprised by that. Just, I mean, I knew we knew it was coming, but like, feels like
fly
bottle's just not the item that we normally see on Mars.
Fly is very low top.
Another decay. Chase him under the tower, Red Panda. Go for it.
Yeah, he doesn't have soul rip available, so a little bit difficult. But this push in the top lane is really good by the Radiant side. The catapult's still there, so getting some cheeky damage off on the tier 1. But laning stage definitely recovered though for Elephant, considering how the first few waves went.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And IG though still feeling pretty good, but you look at the CS and you've got Lifestealer towards the top. Somnus made that recovery. He's sitting at number 2.
It's like we talked about the Eurus. Like, he's playing this hero that it frees up the Undying to move around. But the Earthsplit's hanging around mid at the moment as well. Oh, Kaka. Oh, he's on the hill. Oh, they almost both ended up on the hill. Okay, that would have been awful, but never mind. Kaka's away.
Regeneration.
He's fine.
I don't know, Red Panda's just able to do whatever he wants because he doesn't need to be with the Lifestealer anymore. Just doing his own thing.
Man, I can't believe Emo's still only 19. Feels like he's... I don't know if it's just life has been going at a slower pace, but it feels like he's been here forever.
No, I think it's nice. Like, he's fairly new still in the scene.
Well, I guess he's been playing with IG since 2018, though.
But that's only a couple of years. Like, as Dota players go, that's not recent. Like, that is very recent.
I know, but he was also playing with source code before that.
Somnus.
Somnus in trouble. LSA not going to survive. Emo gets the kill.
He killed the Tombstone as well, so I don't know who got that one, but another little bit of increase of gold for Dire. This game's pretty even, though, overall. Like, there's nobody really taking over the game yet. I'd be interested to see how Yang uses his first split. I think that's going to be an important thing for this game. I'd like to see FY try and play top when that level 6 is on the Brewmaster. He's also getting Veil as well. So.
Ooh, Faded Brooch. Who's gonna hold that? Void Spirit?
Yeah.
I would assume.
I'd assume so. Oh,
Laguna, but there's the Geomagnetic Grip, and can they get the kill here on an emo? FY for stick charges, or
he has a haste
stick charges. Can he get on him?
Good sleep. It's well played by Ollie.
Not gonna be enough. That was a pretty ambitious Laguna Blade, considering what they had at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they thought they had enough damage, but obviously the rotation's over from Ollie and from Kaka, kind of securing the Void Spirit's retreat.
So, just about 9 minutes in. Looking pretty good for IG at the moment.
Yeah, game is looking good. I mean, to be honest, like, oh, hang on, the bait in a bit of trouble here. LSA misses though. No, gonna commit back in, and here comes the arena. Oh my god.
Getting it done. Somnus, Red Panda, as well as FY, all dying here just for Ollie. Void Spirit up into the air. JT getting a little bit low. As Yang trying to get this kill and will take out JT.
They caught the Rubik as well.
Telekinesis throws him down on a Eurus. Fade Bolt, Aether Remnant. Locks up the Brewmaster. Kaka, Emo. Can they turn this? They've got Ollie coming back. Kaka taking a lot of damage. Roll in. Geomagnetic Grip gets the silence on it too. They've got the Infest and they'll pop it out. They look over for Ollie. Yang getting low. Needs to be careful. Sword from Red Panda. Astral Step. Isn't enough damage on a Yang. Might be. Double kill for Yang. On the high ground, it finally falls. As the Resonant Pulse is what does it, but the Rolling Boulder coming in from FY. They've got the LSA to follow it up. They get the kill on an Emo. All said and done, it looks like that went pretty well for Elephant.
Yeah, like, that was so weird. The Gods of Butte from Mars basically just killed 3 heroes all at once when the arena went down. But the fight went on for so long that they were able to all respawn and come back into the fight again. So the fight ends up being in Elephant's favor. Really, you see the power of the split though from Yang. Like, they lose 3 heroes, but because the split goes off, it's like the strongest spell in the game at the moment. So they're able to just turn the fight basically from that.
You were saying how important that split was going to be, and they get the deny on the tower. Assimilate. Now with the Aether Remnant, locks up Eurus, Nightmare, onto Red Panda. Ollie taking some damage, but there's the Fiend's Grip. Somnus low, he ends up dropping. Eurus might be in trouble too. They can't stop the Fiend's Grip. They're going to lose Somnus as well as Eurus. Now they look over at Red Panda, might even make it a third. They've got the arena down for JT. The spear's going to land. This is going so horribly right now for Elephant. Good magnetize. Down goes JT. And they're going to get Ollie as well. Reapplied onto a couple. Can they stop the TP from Kaka? I know they can. Nemo's going to run away. So FY at least gets something.
But this TB is just free farming away in the bot lane. Do you remember we talked about how last game IG were running at all the heroes that weren't the Arc Warden over and over again? And at some point in the game, they realized that, hang on, this Arc Warden's going to be a big problem if we don't deal with it. I have a feeling that Elephant might have the same revelation at some point, that this TB, he's just having the game of his life. And if they don't stop him from farming, he's going to be a huge problem for them. In that last fight as well, really well played by Emo. He jumps the Lina at the same time as the Fiend Script comes out. So, like, the Somnus on this Lina can't come over and stop the Fiend Script. So, like you say, just both the cores end up dying because of it. They can't stop the grip.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Up towards
Top
top.
lane.
Smoked up.
He has split available.
JT, he's dropped a couple times in a row. LSA is going to come through, and FY has got the damage to take out JT. Nightmare on FY, pulled off by Yang. He's got Primal Split up again.
This is double damage on the Void Spirit here, so they have to be a little bit careful on Elephant.
He's going into the Yules. They've got the Maelstrom finished off for Eurus.
This ward is so good, though. I mean, Ollie knows it's there. He's just put a sentry down. But this ward from Elephant was so good to allow them to spot that Void Spirit coming over.
There's the Veil.
Otherwise, that could have been really bad for them.
So Ollie will get the gold for that. He'll take it out. And then TV working on this Manta, still sitting top of the net worth by about 500 gold over Eurus, who's going for the Sanj.
Can I say, it's a nice change in tempo from last Dota pit we had, though, where a lot of the games were very slow. Do you remember? And it felt like teams were a little bit unsure. This whole series has been so much, like, early action and fighting. Both these teams aren't afraid to, like, take these early engagements and really, go for it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
There's the extra evasion for the TV. Eurus, meanwhile, trying to get this tier 1 tower over bottom. What's this guy? He's got the
Dire's
Yules.
bottom tower is under attack.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like the
feel
Spirit
they need
Vessel,
to be-
too, from Brewmaster.
Yeah, it's really good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like, he's going to build it naturally because of the
Dire's
Cinder Brew
bottom
anyway.
tower
But
is under attack.
Rolling Boulder into the pit, and they'll go after the Rubik. It was times with the Geomagnetic Grip. The damage so much right there on Akaka. They've got the
holding
arena
high
down,
ground, though.
and can they kill Yang before he's able to get the Primal Split off? Yes, they can. Arena with that spear locks him down long enough.
yeah, they're going to try and use this meta here to try and push the top tier 1, which they should be able to get. I mean, they have the Tombstone available from Red Panda. It's level 3, but with the ward on the high ground already, they'll see it straight away if they go for it.
Red Panda coming over, and he'll pop that Flesh Golem. Try to get the kill here on an Emo. He'll go to the Dissimulate. Now JT taking a lot of damage. He's trying to TP out. Eurus gets the kill there. They look over at Ollie. They've got the Magnetized down. FY trying to TP away. Have the sweep on FY, so no way to stop that TP out. But Emo, Aether Remnant, and the Astral Step. Red Panda drops. 2 for 1 so far. Emo attempting to TP, but there's the LSA. They've got the silence. They'll get the kill with the Laguna Blade.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean,
Good fight there from Elephant.
FY's playing this Earth Spirit so well. And like, as soon as that grip goes down, the silence instantly comes out. Like, just gets cancelled like straight away. The Tombstone goes down on the high ground, but what it means is that... And the Terrorblade missed like the first 2 hits on it, unfortunately. Because it was he was in range for. But it means that the TV's damage that normally would be in the fight is taken away to deal with the Tombstone. So they just need to slow down the game a little bit on IG, I think. Just keep this TV farming. Oh,
Kaka again getting caught. Spirit Vessel used. They've got the silence. They take Kaka out so fast.
I mean, FY's just everywhere at the moment. Like, he's having a great time. He's going BKB second line, which I massively agree with. Looks like a great game for it.
So going for the Heaven's Albert on the Lifestealer. Picked up and has finished that Sanj. Not too far away from it. 900 gold. Just about. Now Lena going into the Boots of Travel. She picks up an Aether Lens.
Okay. I assume, yeah, she's going to go BATs, and then I assume she goes back for Ags afterwards on the Lena. It depends how the game goes, of course. Like, if they carry on playing from ahead, I think the Ags is really good, but if they fall behind, she might feel like she needs to scale going into the late game, like this MKB and stuff. Bloodstone could be okay as well.
Radiant are scanning.
I like this control that Elephant have over this ancient area, though. Like, this is where the TV wants to be spending time farming. But if they just control up the area and like stop the TV from having that space, Flyfly's going to be very sad.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just eating a little bit of harassment coming his way. 1k net worth lead right now for Elephant, and Eurus has surpassed the TB in terms of net worth. TB, who's basically had a free game, sitting at 003.
Ooh.
Smoke and looking for the TB. They avoid Ollie, so that smoke doesn't break. They'll come over, the smoke will break on Fly, and the courier, it's just got a TP on it, but that's the TP that Terrorblade needs to leave.
Should be okay.
Ooh, still gets into the trees, still escapes. I'm surprised
Yeah,
they didn't play that a little bit more aggressively.
They didn't see him move up into the trees, though. If they'd have seen him move in, they probably would have died. But even then, like, it's a little bit risky, especially with the Mars Blink being up now as well. Nice pick up from the Lifesteal having that Dragon Scale. Oh, we actually passed it. Interesting.
I feel like going into the BKB next.
Oh, not again.
And trying to TP away. The roll is there in time. Kaka, he'll fall to Somnus. Tombstone committed for that, but now they're going to go in for mid. Try to take this tier 2 tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures
If he transitions
are
this in, like, the Tombstone is sad, obviously, but if they transition it into a tower, they'll feel really good. JT. Oh, gets the blink off.
A lot of pings coming out.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's see.
Oh, Emo's going Deso.
You're hot.
Interesting.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, it's
When was the
good
last time you saw
atmosphere.
Deso?
Well, he wants to amp up the damage from his TV. Like, I get that they're worried about their damage output, because, like, the TV can't be the only source of damage. Like, you want the Emo to scale. I think I saw Nothing to Say do this last time I saw it. I mean, like, he scaled with right-click damage instead of magic, which is cool. But I think when you're playing against these heroes like Lifestealer that don't naturally have a high amount of armor anyway, I think the Deso build's actually quite good. Because I'm pretty sure it was against the Lifestealer last time I saw it as well.
Mm-hmm. They actually smoked to get up to this triangle area on the Radiant side, but they don't catch anybody from Elephant up there. Heroes going into the full Mjolnir after picking up this Heaven's Halberd, and they've just about got the blink on Yang.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What a bounty!
I believe Somnus got his boots travel, yeah.
For my fire.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pretty quiet last few minutes, but it kind of looks like a fight might dictate who goes for this Roche.
Yeah, it's, all it takes is one fight here to go like well for either team. Like you
Yeah.
say, then the Roche falls, and all of a sudden they can
Dire's
open up the
bottom
map a
tower
lot
is
more.
under attack.
I think the Deso on this Emo Void Spirit though will be a big game
Radiant's top
changer
tower
for
is under
IG.
attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And he's just short, about like 40 gold. Roll comes in, they're gonna
Okay.
look around, not spot anybody just yet, and yeah, so Deso coming out for Emo. TB going into the BKB, he's got 3,200 gold saved up. Mars has that Blink Dagger going, Ewell is next.
Radiant
Yeah,
plus
Bane
them.
going
I like
for the
this.
Glimmer Kid.
I like this BKB choice. I think he's on that like, he's on the verge where if he goes for like Scardy first or something, his game could be really difficult because if they lose one fight when he has like a different item before BKB, if he doesn't ever get that BKB online, then he's really going to struggle. Like, so just play safe, get the BKB online, and then as you scale towards the late game, you should be able to farm towards these other like luxury items and things like the Scardy, the MKB to deal with the Lifestealer evasion. Because like this Lifestealer's got the Halberd, he's also going to have this talent at level 20 as well, which I assume he takes.
Dire's
And
middle
it's
tower
going to force
is
the
under attack.
Terrorblade into the MKB. Probably next, I'd assume.
Roll. Can they find the TB? Fly is in a bit of trouble. Tombstone committed, and now they've got the Yules. LSA lands. The damage is there with the Laguna Blade. Fly dropping fast. No way to get that Sunder
I
off,
catch
but they
Eurus,
do
though.
get Eurus. That is an alright trade for IG, considering they lost their Terrorblade.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely take that if I was IG. I mean, Eurus obviously just getting caught without the rage being up. I'm surprised they had the damage they needed, but with the grip, I mean, it's such a ridiculous amount of lockdown. Spear, hit.
Another one. Spear, and do they have the damage? Yeah. Yang can't get the primal split off. They'll get the kill onto this Brewmaster. They'll try to turn this around. FY with a boulder smash. That's going to land onto just Ollie. And Yules, the Remnant, locks up
This
the
Deso
Undying. Red Panda, he's Looking like he's gonna drop, yeah.
Radiant's middle tower.
The
is
stolen
under
LSA
attack.
with the dissimulate right there. They've got the control, they'll get the kill, they'll look for the tier 1 mid.
And like I said, this tier 1 opens up so much of the map as well. Like now they can look towards Roche. This is huge. Like taking this mid tier 1. TB's almost got BKB as well. Like game's going to completely change here. Like in IG's favor, I believe. And Yang, oh, he didn't mention it at the end of last game, but I looked at his net worth progression on the graph. It was not good, and it already looks like this game that unless like the next fight goes their way, something similar might happen again.
We'll see, because Samus, he's 1,000 gold away from getting this Ags on this Lina. Eurus, yeah, he gets caught out at the start of that, but he's just about to have the Mjolnir, so I definitely think, like, I don't think it's going to have the same, like, results. Truthfully, I just don't know how it could.
Tough game.
Dire are scanning.
I say that, but I sense the doubt in your...
I don't want to, you know, I don't want to say it the same way with such vigor that you do. Or just
Telekinesis, and there's the spear. God's Rebuke comes out. LSA, I believe that's Kaka's LSA that's coming through with the Luna Blade getting used. They get the Primal Split off. They'll look over at Firefly. They get the kill on the Red Panda. Now they look over as Yang with the Primal Split has the lockdown. There's the Cyclone. Right clicks coming through onto Emo. And they get the kill there onto the Void Spirit. They'll look over at Firefly, who's forced to pop the BKB and try and TP out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Telekinesis onto the Storm Panda. Yang back to form. But they find Kaka. They've got the Spirit Vessel. Again, the stolen LSA. But there's the Somnus LSA that locks up Kaka. And they get the kill. They'll find themselves a second. I think with that, they might, move into Roche.
The big problem with this play is well, it's not even the problem with it. The thing that went wrong for IG is that they committed so much to Yang to try and kill him before he gets the split off, but they don't kill him in time. So eventually, like, he then gets that split off, and they're like, we've used so many spells to commit with this guy that we now can't deal with. And so, like, they don't have the damage for the rest of the fight after that. TB has to pop the BKB and the meta and just TP away. Like, that's rough. He is going for the MKB, though, that we talked about, and that's going to help his damage output. Like, he needs that, like, first damage item, right? And then to build towards the Scardian, then he's going to be a big deal. But until then, it's kind of, like, a little bit lacking. And there's the Ags on the Lina as well. Like, TB's game all of a sudden got really difficult.
It's gotten that much more difficult.
FY still just playing incredibly well, though. Like, he's about to get this BKB as well. He's 4-1-12. Like, in these fights, he's doing so much.
Yeah, he really is.
Dire's structures
These
are
silences are huge on the supports. Like, and now he has BKB. Like, where's their control for FY?
Nothingness.
It's like grip, but you don't want to grip FY on the Earth
Sphere.
Sphere.
IG posturing over mid a bit. Yang, he does not have the Primal Split, and he does not have HP to live.
This is why we
That
call
is a quick kill there for IG.
Yeah. Good pick off. But what can they get from this, though? Like, Meta's still down for 20. Yes, tier 2 bot, maybe, but, I mean, Yang's probably going to be up again by then.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
TB. Ulti Orb just 100 gold away, and now they're sitting here towards bottom. See if they go in and take the tier 2 tower. Looks like they're waiting for somebody to rotate,
Radiant are
but
scanning. Radiant
now they'll show.
structures are fortified.
Ooh, okay. Radiant
Dire's middle tower
scan.
Heading
is under
over.
attack.
JT's in a solid spot here. I like his positioning, and now the arena's down on 2. They've got the silence, though, so they'll go after JT rolling boulder. FY's doing so much in these fights. They're right on top of JT. They should be able to get the kill. Somnus gets credit for that one. FY popped that BKB. Emo's able to jump away. Rolling boulder, but FY, does he have enough to close the gap on anybody? And it's not going to look like that's so.
No, this is my problem. Like, they get to the tier 2,
Emo?
they do force the
Dire's
glyph.
top
But,
tower is under attack.
If they
he
could
doesn't have any
catch him,
steps.
LSA, ooh! That lands, and he has Astral Step at 4 seconds. But here comes FY, Geomagnetic Grip. They've got the Silence, the Boulder Smash is thrown up. They've got themselves the Yules, but there's another one. Primal Split's used. They'll try to Astral Step away, but it's going to keep him on the low ground, and he's in trouble. Laguna Blade! Whoa!
And they catch the pain as well with the storm.
Blows him up. Yeah, they've got control on Ollie. They'll get themselves another. That's a +1. FY gets credit for that one. 5, 1, and 14 for this Earth Spirit. Somnus, how much damage did he just do to that Void Spirit?
Bottom tower is under attack.
It was a lot.
1,000 pure. 1,008.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Wow.
They're gonna go for this. Yeah, I think they want to force buybacks. Like Ollie's had to use his already, but
So they'll put the pressure on. They'll go for the tier 3 tower over bottom. Fly. He's got himself Metamorphosis. The Geomagnetic Grip is out onto Ollie. But they'll use the Fiend's Grip. So this is a Fiend's Grip for an Earth Spirit if this is going to work out. I mean, that is a lot committed. Ollie taking a lot of damage coming out from Eurus. The BKB getting popped by FY. They'll infest into him. They get the kill on Ollie. They look over at JT. This is going to go very poorly for IG. If they're not too careful with the LC, it hits on them. It's terribly. The Laguna Blade is there. Fly is gone. He is gone. Somnus will die, but that means you've got no TV, you've got no meta, and Eurus is free to keep on moving forward. He will continue rolling through. FY right there by his side. Geomagnetic Grip. And this is JT in trouble, and JT dead. He has bought back, you gotta remember, and now they're gonna go for the tier 3 again. Yang hit with the Astral Step, not gonna be enough damage to get the kill into the Brewmaster, but they do have the damage to take out the tier 3 bottom and potentially the set of racks to follow it up. Geomagnetic Grip, Link, Thunderclap. Now, Boulder Smash, Kaka in trouble, hit with the Rolling Boulder, and FY helps to get another kill. Eurus gets credit for that one. FY now sitting 7, 1, and 17.
yeah, Eurus still has the Aegis as well here, remember? Like, it's only up for another 30 seconds or so, but what a fight. Like, you can see the damage that comes out from the Laguna Blade there on the Lina. Like, Dire, IG, their lineup looks really strong, but they have no damage output at the moment. Like, because the TV had to go for this BKB second IM, they can't kill anybody. Like, the arena goes down, like, they drop their, like, Deso from the Astral Step and things, but TV just can't kill the Life Stealer at the moment. He's level 20 with the evasion and the Halberd evasion. Never mind that, but FY as well.
Oh, Fly. Aegis expires, but they've got the Rolling Boulder coming in. Fly forced to pop that BKB again.
Did they get a full grip duration up onto FI last fight? I think they did, and he didn't even die, right? Like,
And then he just got saved by the Infest and the rollout.
Like, they have all this control, but no way of killing anybody.
No.
Now there's an AC on the Life Stealer. Christ. Okay. Spear on Yang.
If they don't kill him, he's just going to Primal Split, and this fight's going to go very poorly from there.
I think it's might go poorly
exactly,
anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. They get the arena down, but now they've got themselves the Yules. That's on a JT. He actually Yules himself.
Dire's middle tower
They realise they can't take the fight. They're like, we're out.
They smoke. Are they looking to re-initiate?
Well, they want to fight while the Brewmaster like doesn't have split and things, right? Which I get. But
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Still a tough sell on this, or is it? Telekinesis, Spear, Rage, just in time. Yours on the run, but the Fiend's Grip comes out. Emo trying to do enough damage. They've got a full duration Fiend's Grip from the looks of it, and it will be enough to get the kill on Eurus. So he stays a little bit too far forward. There's the Astral Step as well as the BKB being popped by Emo. Looking for a +1 somewhere, but nowhere in sight.
oh, did you see that? I mean, Red Panda just using Decay to stop
Radiant's middle
them stealing
tower
anything
is
else on the
under
Rubik. That was nice. Big pickup though onto Eurus, and they might be able to try and force the high ground here. They have Metal on TB,
Radiant's
and there is a
middle
Skadi coming out on the Courier.
I like what Brewmaster's doing right now, what Yang's doing. He's got his components locked for the Aeon Disc until he's ready to have it be used.
This is huge for IG. Like, there's no split either.
Yeah, there's the Aeon Disc. They've got the Geomagnetic Grip that's going to silence up the Terrorblade as well as this Rubik. They get the kill on a Kaka. They look over at Fly, pops the BKB. Sunder used, that's down on the Red Panda. They'll get the Sunder, but isn't going to be enough. The Rolling Boulder out from FY once again. He's going to reapply the Magnetize. Does he have the damage to get anything more? They'll take out JT. They'll get themselves the kill on Ollie. That's going to be 3 dead. They look over at Fly, who's already used the Sunder. They've got the Spirit Vessel on him. There's the Yules as well as the LSA, and the Laguna Blade takes him out again. That is another shot in the chest, this time for 1,200 pure damage.
I mean, FY did 4,000 damage that fight. 4,000.
Wow.
I've never seen so much. Well, I haven't seen this much game impact from a position 4 in ages. Like, he's just controlling these fights every single time. And that is supposed to be a fight that IG win because there's no split and there's no Eurus alive. But they're 15k net worth behind. Like, they had the net worth advantage in that fight effectively because the lifestealer was dead.
Telekinesis, Astral Step. Now, they've got the Aether Remnant. Yang, though, he's got the Primal Split. He'll use it. Emo pops the BKB. And that's the 9-second BKB duration being used, but is it going to be doing anything for him? And it doesn't look like it. So they'll use the Glyph. They'll get the Tombstone down. TB dead for another 15 seconds. Ooh. And they'll get the 2 or 3 tower.
Middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, they need to just chill without split. They just wait, be patient.
What a performance right now for FY.
They're playing really well. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to harp on about it too much, but FY and this Earth Spirit's done such a ridiculous amount. Like, look at his net worth as well. It's unbelievable.
I don't think it's harping if you're praising.
True. But like, sometimes I feel like, you know, I don't want to give too much credit to one person because they're all playing really well, but he's the one that's just standing out for me massively.
Yeah, he's stood out through the entirety of the game, though, in my opinion. Like, he's made things happen throughout the early, the mid, and the late game so far.
Yeah, he's taken part in 28 of the 30 kills on their team.
Yeah.
Make of that what you will.
And he's only died twice. And I would be confident in saying his 2 deaths have led to benefits. Because it did there over mid, and I don't even remember the first one, but I would assume that it did that much.
So both teams going to posture around the Roche pit now. It's going to be the next big fight, and 17k net worth advantage. There's a Skadi on the... Oh, I thought he was... Well, I just assumed he'd be going Skadi next on the live shooter, to be honest, but the Basher obviously going to be very good as well, up against this Void Spirit especially. Is anybody going Lotus on Radiant? No, they're not. Okay, so Sunder might still be a bit of an issue for them, but with the Lina Ags, like, they have so much burst damage, he shouldn't be able to get it off anyway. Not at HP that matters.
Kaka throwing out the LSA. They'll use the spear. They've got the telekinesis on Eurus. Metamorphosis comes out from Fly. He's going to have the damage. LSA thrown from Kaka once again. And it hits onto the Undying. Now they've got the roll from FY. And there's the BKB as well as the Magnetize coming out onto the Bane as well as JT. JT blinks away, but the Magnetize reapplied. He goes to the Spider Legs. He's moving so quickly. They get the kill on Ollie. They'll end up losing JT. FY gets credit for both of them. He's got himself a double kill. Now they'll look towards the rest. Fly on the run, open wounds, LSA, that's going to land. Now they've got the Rolling Boulder coming through as well as the Geomagnetic Grip. FY gets a triple kill. Is this going to be a rampage on the Earth Spirit? He goes after this. Rubik has got an ultra kill. I can't believe this.
Please.
Just give him the rampage. I can't believe it. FY is... No way he gets it here.
That was so close.
Oh
Honestly,
my god. FY, man.
That was night and day between last game. Between his, you know, the Monkey King last game felt like it did absolutely nothing. The Earth Spirit this game, I'm going to quickly look at his hero damage on the scoreboard. Only 19,000, so he's the second on his team behind the Lina. But even so, I mean, the silences on the Bane early on to stop like the grips and things. I mean, they looked so confident this game though, Elephant.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Like, yes, they made a couple of mistakes along the way, maybe, but if you compare this game to like the other 2 games, I think this was their best performance out of the 3 games by far. Like, they played absolutely solid. I think they had their game plan. Like, they understood they had to play around the Brew Ult and things. Flyfire had a good start to the game on the Terrorblade, but it felt like the Lifestealer was always within touching distance, right? Even after the Lifestealer died a couple of times early on, while TB was just free farming the whole time. So I don't know whether maybe Flyfly... It's really difficult to say now retroactively, but I don't know, maybe Fly, we feel like maybe he could have like gone slightly further ahead potentially in things because they were trading evenly early on while the TB was just free farming. So, I mean, Kaká and Ollie have had a really rough game there between them. I think Kaká especially, we've come to expect so much from him on his Rubik that he died quite a few times in a row, struggled to find his game impact. But I mean, really well played by Elephant overall. I think their item choices were really good, like on every single one of their heroes. I think the Halberd did huge amounts of work. We saw them really struggling to deal with like Eurus for their damage output on IG. So yeah, really well played by Elephant. I can't wait to see more from both of them though. This was a really great series overall. So lots of early action, lots of early team fighting. Because do you remember last OGA we were talking about the teams that when they didn't want to fight, when they came up against the other teams that were willing to play tempo, they would really struggle, and they did. But I look at this game, and I don't. Obviously, the group stage is really difficult because it's like the group of death, right? But I know that both these teams, when they play against LGD and Asta, they will give them a series. Like it won't be just like a rollover, or at least I hope not anyway, because they both played relatively okay at different points across the series. So yeah.
Yeah. I think both teams looked really good. Going back to that point with LGD, like that's going to be interesting because LGD has kind of rolled over a bunch of these teams. Now, obviously, Elephant, they've got a tournament victory under their belt. Vichi's got a couple. LGD's got a couple. Like we can see where like everybody kind of stands so far. But this is a region, especially when it's in groups like this, anybody could come out on top. Anybody can come out of this group. And, this is a big series for both these teams. Like we were talking about, this might even be the series that decides who makes it out of the group and who doesn't. Like this could be IG's death sentence. This could be Elephant's like series that helps them push on through. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes, but I don't know. I think this was a good series to start off with.
Series.
Great series to start off with. And we still have two more. And honestly, both these groups, all these teams really look exciting. And I'm excited to see how this really is going to progress. So we'll be back with RNG against Magma coming up next. We'll see you guys in a little bit, and we'll see you then.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Who put me out?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just don't tell my father.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's turret has been killed. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I must submit. Attracts it.
Burn.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Would that I
Tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Devil, don't tell my father.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Turn me over. I'm done. Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I must attracts it.
Burn.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Would that I
Tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
All right, and welcome back here. Second series of the day. We got ourselves RNG up against MAGMA. As RNG, they're still playing with J. MAGMA is a team, obviously, we've seen plenty of times before with KZC, TZY, Mian Mian, and Kaz. MAGMA, last season, they made it into the playoffs. They ended up getting 2-0'd by Vici, 2-0'd by eHome to find themselves flunking out of the playoffs. But, definitely feels like there's room for improvement from them. They've been playing together for a long time, so I'm always interested to see how they're gonna improve, or what are they gonna show us this time. I think we've praised TZY in the past as well as ZC. I think we've seen a lot from ZC recently. That's really impressed me. But if I had to guess, like I do like RNG a little bit better than MAGMA in terms of skill at the moment. I think RNG have performed at a higher level than MAGMA, but I'm always hoping to be, I wouldn't say disappointed, but proven wrong. Probably the words there.
I'll be honest, this was another one where I looked at the teams in this group and I was like, this series might decide, again, potentially who goes out in the group stage. Because I think, do you remember last season when we cast Mac and we said, they need to take away and learn things from what they've played in this OGA? Because they didn't look amazing. They got through to the playoffs. They got 2-0 twice, like you say. And it's kind of like, well, what can you bring us next time? What can you learn from that? So I still see them as the massive underdog this tournament. I said it last time as well. They ended up going through because they beat IG, I think it was. I can't remember. But because IG looked really poor last tournament.
And the only game IG won was against MAGMA. Like, that was a struggle, that series, even on a struggling IG. So,
but yeah, I think MAGMA are definitely the big underdogs this tournament again. But I'd like to be proven wrong. I'd like to see them, show what they've got and that they can win games and things and take games off the big teams. But I think we're yet to see that from them. This could be the tournament where maybe they do it, but ball definitely in RNG's court here. I like their opening as well. Marslina, they have an egg hitter as well. And MAGMA, didn't they used to, didn't they love to picking this TB all the time before? I can't quite remember, but I feel like this was a hero that they were very happy with and confident with.
Oh, yeah, we've definitely seen them pick it up quite a bit in the past. I don't know if it's as much of what they've been picking recently. You take a look at what K's picked up, and it's 16 games on the Lifestealer. He really likes that hero, and you see the TB has been picked up for him 11 times through that point. And then the next one's actually the Phantom Assassin, and he's played that hero 10 times, only won with it twice. Which is a bit of a surprise, but I
feel like you can't really look at those stats in the same way because MAGMA are at that period in their team now where they start getting invited to playing events where they have to play against big teams all the time. They're not like this. For example, like a team that is worse than them will have better win rates because they're not playing in the same type of tournaments that MAGMA are, right? So you have to be careful about when you look at the stats like that.
Well, you say that, but I'm just like, this isn't like a, hey, I'm here to prove you wrong kind of thing. It's more so like he's played this Phantom Assassin during Perfect World League and this other Artisan Dota League where he's lost on this Phantom Assassin against Aster Ares, Sirius, LBZS, For the Dream, Phoenix, Neon. He's actually on 8 straight losses with this hero, which is pretty
fair enough,
insane. But because they're kind of in that middle ground, MAGMA. They get invited, like you said, to these bigger events, and then they also get invited to the middle of the road events, like Perfect World League and like Artisan Dota League.
This I like the MAGMA second phase bans, by the way. The Pugna Zeus Batrider all make TB's game really hard, but this Elder Titan pick's interesting. I assume that'll be in the lane up against Mars Lina. Or you have to assume it's Lina 4 at the moment. It could be mid as well. We don't know. So having that kind of like lane secure, because I don't think you want to put the Phoenix there. It doesn't really offer any kind of like lane support for the TB. So I assume they're looking... They're either thinking about what they want to play against the TB in terms of like core to core, or they're going to just pick their position 5 here. It could be either.
Is the Elder Titan a bit of a like block pick?
Because
Elder Titan's really good against TB.
It could be. I know we've talked about this here a lot, and they don't like picking it, but I think it's a good Ench game.
Ooh. Or a good
Okay,
Chen
Chen.
game.
The only reason I was saying Ench is because you can take over the TB illusions and you can purge off the Elder Titan buff as well. But Chen's interesting.
And that is
That's
probably Felix's hero, because Felix is the Chen player on this team. So that's a 4